Welcome back to the DJ show, where we all DJs come together and we talk about what's going on in 2023 for DJs. Today we got a few other DJs that are going to join with us later on, but so far today is myself, aka DJ Ragtop, and we have Chris Allen, aka DJ Ultimate. What's up, Chris?
What's going on?
So today we're going to talk about this has been kind of like a ongoing topic amongst us behind the scenes, and we're going to talk about the marketing piece behind how DJs are like how we can market it yourself or just in general anybody. I'm going to right now we're talking about DJs, but in general, good ways to market yourself and what's going on. Why we have so many vendors slash DJs that are not actually taking time to market themselves. So, Chris, what do you think? What do you think is going on with that?
One, I think is and I speak from personal experience. One, I think it's just lack of wanting to do it. Because once you get through it, the prep, the event, and then putting everything back, and then spending time with family and everything, you're just tired, and then you're on to your next event. So last thing, a lot of times afterthought is marketing, right? But it is an important factor too. It's just lack of experience in it. So we might not necessarily know how to properly market ourselves. I think that's also another issue is the lack of proper knowledge how to properly market because uh, things are always changing. Just recently now TikTok has emerged.
Right.
What else? You have Instagram has emerged.
Instagram,
Right,
Twitter,
right, exactly.
yeah,
I
all these
mean,
social media platforms. Yeah,
exactly. So different markets that you want to market to are on different platforms. So your younger crowds are on TikTok. And then your older crowds are going to be on Facebook. So you have to also look at, well, who am I going to market to as well? And if you're doing everything, then you got to market to everybody.
right.
And then you have to look at the time of day, demographics. Like you have to look at everything and the content that you're putting out. So again, it's kind of like a scary uncharted territory for some people that maybe they're just kind of nervous to get out there and do it.
Right. And I think that's one of the things that it's one of those things that people have to understand. Like I know it's a and I try to help people when it comes to the marketing piece. I mean have connections to different I know quite a few people that do marketing, but I do my own marketing because that keeps my operational costs down low. And what people do is they'll go out here and it was like I did just I did, like I said, being baptized by fire is I went out here, paid $180. And again, this is the funny part to me is just so I can have my business um, listed in the phone book.
Right.
Who uses phone books?
Exactly.
So I mean, it was a phone book slash digital listing, but it was a waste of money. So after that episode with me, is I said, from here on out, I'm going to do my own marketing because after I kind of felt like I was taken advantage of, I decided that what, from here on out, I'm going to do my own marketing. And with that being said and done, is I actually went out and designed. I didn't do it like how, and this is the thing I tell people all the time, is sometimes it's best to develop your own platform.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's best not to follow behind somebody else's footsteps because you have to simplify the process on your time, on how you manage your time, how you operate your business. So when you're doing marketing, it's just a matter of getting your information out there. So me doing a little more research into it, like, okay, first thing first, who is the biggest search engine on the digital platform?
Right.
And that's Google. Now, Google back then it was great. It was perfect. Now I don't know what's going on now, but back then it was great. So the first thing I did was I did a Google business page. And by doing a Google business page, it allowed me to okay, hold on. What's going on, DJ? Was it DJ Nuff? Nuff
Yeah,
said?
DJ
Nuff
Nuff
said
said.
right. Nuff said okay. Uh-oh.
You sound a little techno.
Yeah, you got your techno thing going on. All right. You sound like T-Pain.
Got that auto tune.
Yeah. I said we got T-Pain in the house.
Right. Listen, he had it set up nice yesterday. It was perfect. It's still auto tune.
You still got an echo. It's coming in strong with that echo.
Right.
So I said, you got a little. I said, what you got going on? You got me curious now. I'm like, I see you over there. Look, he's over here hitting that touchpad. Like, well, what's really going on?
Listen, I'm telling you, my man, tough on Twitch. It's still coming in auto tunish.
You got like a delay or something going on. It has like that auto tunish delay, flanger, something. I mean, you got a little bit of everything going on.
Still?
Yeah, it's still auto tune. It's some kind of
like. You sound like Jam on it now.
I don't know what changed since yesterday. I think that app started because it has all those different voices.
Yeah, I think yeah. I think yeah.
Okay. I gotta turn it back on and turn all this stuff off.
I'm telling you, look, I'm just waiting for someone to start breakdancing here in a minute.
Hey, I think that app has started because you went high pitched like chipmunks now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, boot me out, and I'm gonna get this situated. I'm gonna come right back.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that was interesting. That was entertaining. Okay,
yeah, we were.
I'll tell you, look, I had a flashback there about to start breakdancing.
Listen, I'm gonna give an explanation to our guests, right? So we had a podcast yesterday on my channel, and after the podcast, he had that I think it's a not Rode, but I forgot the mic, and we were messing around with his app. So he has an app, so we were messing around with his app. And you can change, how his voice sounds. So we were just playing around with it, and right. I think he forgot to turn that off. So you gotta. I think that was repercussions from yesterday. Us playing around.
Oh, so yeah, he played around so much that stuff.
Right.
Right. But that's what we was talking about is it's kind of like one of those things to where people have to understand that. Like on Google, I go back to having a Google business page. One of the things I learned is a lot of DJs. One of the things I'm a man of. I always study the market. I study the actual environment that I work in, and when I studied that environment, I noticed a lot of DJs did not have, and not only DJs but a lot of vendors did not have a Google business page. So I thought that was kind of strange. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do mine, and I'm gonna start promoting mine. And every time I do an event, I'm going to send a link to my customer for them to do a review. And I was really the only one that was pushing it. And I think that's where I was able to surpass a lot of DJs for marketing. Because what happens is that we try to find an easy way of doing it. And we fall into this, I call it the black hole of chaos in the digital world. And that's where if you actually take time out to research and look, you can see that it doesn't cost you anything to market. People are making a living off of it, because everyone knows marketing takes up time, and some of us don't have that luxury time to do marketing.
Right.
So I was like, okay, So the more I looked into it, the better I had to get a good understanding of it. So then I started to do my own, and then I started to share the information with others. Well, one of the things I found out, a lot of people didn't want to market because they were trying to control the flow of how many customers they did, or how many customers, or what type of customers. They didn't want to be open to everybody. And when you don't want to be available to the open market, you kind of shortchange yourself, because being available to the open market will allow you to grow at a good rate. When you put a limitation on your growth, that stops you from developing into a complete round company.
Exactly.
And that is something that we all have to learn. Okay, he's back again. Okay. Try it
Round
again.
2.
I'm about scared to say something.
It sound better.
Sound a lot better. It sound deep, but it sounds better.
Okay.
There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. That sounds good.
Listen, I told him what happened, how, yesterday after our podcast, how we were playing around with that app and everything.
All right, where we at?
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, today got a little hectic to get right at the end of work.
No worries, man. No worries.
But yeah, we were just sitting here. We're talking about marketing. We're talking about how people limit themselves because they want to control the workload, so they limit their marketing. And that, in reality, I'm just telling me and Alan, Chris was sitting here talking about how when you do that, you kind of like cut off your growth. When you put yourself in a box, you're kind of like cutting off any type of way of growing. And that's where some vendors like that. Some vendors want to control how much business they want to do. To me, I don't think it's a good method, but some do.
No, not at all. If you are trying to grow, this is the day of modern technology. So if you're growing, we're all growing worldwide. That's what the internet is for. That's what I try to explain to my boss. You know what I'm saying, about how the way they do things. They're old fashioned, but once you hit www. whatever it is, that's for the whole world to see.
Right.
So if you can market yourself here, there, all at the same time, why not do it and never stop doing it? Because nobody's gonna know you're there if you don't show yourself.
Right.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of misleading. And the thing is, and I call it in the digital world, there's so much misleading information about it to where you can easily get caught up in a rabbit hole, and just and it takes a lot to get out of that rabbit hole. So like I tell people point blank is focus on Google business page, get that, and that's going to be a solid way of connecting to people.
Yes.
Websites are no longer as important as it was like a couple of years, about 10 years ago. Having a website is good, but it's not as required as it was. Like now, you can get away with not having a website.
I tell you this though. I've had several clients book me because I was the only one that had a website.
There you go.
And I say that and I say that to say, don't, websites, I think they are, because of social media, slowly becoming maybe a thing of the past, but just having that, there are clients who still want their website because they want something. Again, as I spoke on last podcast, there's a key word that I keep saying is tangible. So again, a website is not necessarily tangible, but it's something that they can go on there and they can see. It's not just like social media, but it's something, for some reason, it solidified me for some reason. And it was the same thing on my social media, but it was in the website, and everything flew, like it had a nice flow to it, Right. So, and it basically just directed them to my email and everything they could have found on my social media. But again, you have people who don't like social media, who's not on Facebook, who's not on Instagram. Right. And, so when they went and searched the website, it was there. So I still encourage websites. Just me personally.
And just so everyone understand, I was saying that it's a sequence.
Right.
It is highly recommended that you do have a website,
Right.
but
Right.
the priority is that Google business page, because Google is going to tell them where to find that website.
Right. Right. No, I got what you were saying.
Right. And I think that's what it is that if you know how to optimize your website, then that's different. You might not need Google, but Google is, when it comes to when someone's doing a search, you want to be able to come up in that search. In order to come up in that search, you got to have a business page on Google. It's very rare. Now, what some people will do is they'll go through and they'll set up, let's say, what is it, Wedding Wire, what is it, Wedding Pro, The Knot. And I want people to understand those platforms are only there to promote their agenda. They're not there to, they're making it easy for people to find what they're looking for, but your company is not the number one priority. Your business is not the number one priority. So all they're doing is they're putting you all together. So like with me, think about it. If your company comes up when The Knot comes up, then guess who you're competing with? You're just competing with The Knot. You're not competing with the 200 something thousand DJs that are connected to them. So you're able to get the first look versus them having to go through someone going through The Knot and have to find a DJ on The Knot. So that's an extra step. So by you coming up with your own image, your own method, you are able to beat The Knot, The Wire, the Wedding Pro, whatever it is out there, those platforms, because the platforms, you have to go into the platform, you have to type in the DJ, the area. Now, if you just type in DJs in North Carolina or DJs in Goldsboro, DJs in Charlotte, DJs in Fayetteville, if you come up within the top 10, you've already won when it comes to marketing. And that's why I stress to people is that don't put yourself on the sideline for somebody else.
Right.
And by going through those platforms like The Knot, the Wedding Wire, Wedding Pro, all you're doing is you're putting yourself on a subcategory versus being the primary. And I think that's where a lot of people, that Google business page makes a big difference.
Right. You know, one thing that I did, so, you know, I did the Google business page because, you know, I call you all the time with my rants and raves about Google here lately, which we finally got that situated. Google finally resolved it. And so I went through, and of course I do my Google is my number one, and website is number two, because I optimized my website. But then I went through and I just registered for every platform. I don't pay for them, but I register for every platform. So even if it comes up, you know, I'm coming up on everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just went completely crazy, and I was just like, oh, here's a platform I'm registered for. Here's this. So I'm steadily coming up on platforms. Whether I'll pay for them or rest, you know, most of them are free because I don't pay for any of them. So I'm coming up for them. Yelp, all of them. But Google's the main one that I'm you know, reviews, everything's funneled through Google. I don't try to get reviews on Yelp. I don't even really try to get reviews on Facebook anymore. Everything is mainly Google is where I funnel everything through is Google. If somebody leaves me a review on Facebook, then I'm appreciative, but my main strategic goal is Google, because like you said, Google is the most powerful platform out there. So that's where I'm going for, but I registered on every one of them, and you'll see me coming up on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Right. I had an account with Wedding Wire. What's the other one? Gig Salad, The Knot. Like, right. And every time I get one, it's like, hey, you can upgrade your account to come up, and I just delete the email. All I want is hey, when you put in DJs, or you put in, you know, if you search and whatever, I'll come up. I'm gonna come up on like multiple categories. You know, I'm gonna come up on 30 categories.
Right.
Like that was my attack on social media.
Yep. And that's a smart man right there. I'm gonna brag on Chris every time I see him. He really do got it going on like that. Yeah, my Google page, I gotta get it off of the old email. I've been through so many different changes with the business. I've got to get it on that it's family first, you know what I'm saying, email instead of the DJ No Said, because it's the DJ No Said email is meant for something totally different now. But I still get a lot of bookings through that, so they're still finding. I just got to figure out a way to, start it fresh and keep those reviews and the 5 stars, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You can merge it.
Right.
well,
You can merge them.
that's
Get with
the
me.
move soon as we get finished.
Yeah, let me know. Get with me.
But yeah, marketing is like, fishing. If you got the right bait, you'll reel them in.
Right.
So if the website is what get them, boom, there you go. If it's Instagram that's gonna get them, or the wedding wire or the knot, bring them on in. Because a lot of people, what I've found to believe, they don't like to read much because they're gonna ask you those questions that's right there in front of their face.
Right.
So certain things deserve certain situations, and if you could just say, book now, DJ Ultimate, you know what I'm saying, special February, that's all you need right there. But on something else, you need to explain to them, hello, my name is Chris Allen, aka DJ Ultimate, I'm a DJ, I've been doing it, you know what I'm saying. Some things require that too,
Right.
Exactly.
But that Google page, you have to be solid with that, because that right there is a different type of business that you're gonna bring in. That Google page, that's your corporate gigs, that's your high paying weddings. You know what I'm saying? And once you get referrals and they find you on that Google page, which keeps you going, and then when they leave their reviews, these high market clients, then that just, it enhances everything that you have. You're doing it all for a great reason. That Google page is solid.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting ready to work on that. I got so many pictures and stuff to add, and I got to get that solid, man.
Exactly.
And I think that's the biggest piece is like you said, he hit it right on the nose. Nobody wants to read anymore. They're ready to look at pictures and video.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that I actually start to incorporate pictures and videos, I think, in my 3rd year of being in business.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I would have done it. Or, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was taking pictures, but I wasn't really putting them on my social media the way I do now. So now I kind of like, now I have a YouTube channel. I highlight videos. The videos say a lot. It kind of shows your skill set as a DJ. How do you interact? How do you do weddings? How do you interact with your clients? They're able to see it. So when they sit down to talk to you, they don't even want to talk. They just want to pay the deposit, sign a contract.
Yeah. And that's been the thing here lately. How much?
Right.
And
this is the crazy thing. Now, this part is crazy. I went yesterday. We just had a brand new venue. Congratulations to Leah Smith.
Oh, that venue is beautiful, by the way.
Yes. And posted on Facebook. And today, I think when I looked at it, posted yesterday at 1:00. Today we had 1.7 thousand views.
Boom.
On that. And that's like, and I was blown away because I'm like, I'll never get that in a video from me. I mean, so for a brand new venue, this post is getting like, I'm like, it's just blowing all my stuff away. And all I did was I took a video of the venue, took some pictures and posted. And I'm telling you, she had to cancel because she had a show with us today. She had to cancel because she had 7 people wanting to see the venue after yesterday's post.
Yeah.
So that video, those pictures said so much to where, she got people running to her. Now she's getting booked like crazy just because of one post with pictures and videos.
Exactly.
And so that's why I tell a lot, like nowadays I tell DJs, okay, you got to take pictures of your work. Got to take pictures of your setup. Take video clips, post it, highlight it, make a YouTube channel, make it easy for them to get, because like one thing about Google, a lot of people don't know this. Google, YouTube, all funds are in the same bracket. It's all connected. So when you have a Google account, business account, it connects automatically to your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go and you Google up your business, a lot of people don't look at how your stuff is organized on a Google Business page. It says your Facebook page. If you have an Instagram, all that is proper. If you have it properly tagged, it organizes all your social media platforms on that business page. And I tell people, when you come out and you do these platforms, put everything under one umbrella. Make it easy for people. The harder it is for them to research you, the less chance that somebody's going to take time to even contact you.
Right.
And that's one of the things I know. Like for the last couple of years, I keep getting the same award. Like me and two other DJ companies. It's like me, 5 Star Entertainment, and DJ Eclipse, his company. I can never remember his company, but we're the 3 companies that constantly keep getting this same award because of our marketing style. And there's a 50-point check that they do. Let's see okay. This is Ron from Canada. One umbrella that's okay. That's Ron. For those who don't know, Ron is he's the owner of one of the biggest DJ companies in Canada, and he tunes in every now and then. But Ryan, he's all over. He started off as a DJ, and now he's he has his own company. But he's and he can't stand social media, so as far as the marketing part.
Right.
But,
salute to you, Mr. Ron. Salute to you.
But this is one of those things that we can, as business owners, as DJs, this is a method we have to. It's like there's no such thing as word of mouth. Don't get me wrong; is always a great thing, but you're only going to stay within a small circle. That small circle depends on how popular you are. You're going to get kind of like the same type of gigs. The growth, there's not really a lot of growth in that. Now you might grow in money, but you're not going to grow in business.
Right.
And that's what makes a big difference. How do y'all feel about all these DJ apps that are coming out now? These platforms that allow people to go through and interact with the app, and they can schedule, select their music, and put together the timeline for their wedding. How do y'all feel about these different? I know we were talking about this last show.
You're talking about like CRMs and
CRMs like Honeybook and.
I love it, honestly. And I tell you what, so I actually had a meeting with another one this morning at 10 o'clock this morning because I use, like I told everybody, I use DJ Event Planner, and I'm actually looking at switching because to me, I think it's DJ Event Planner on crack, and he blew me away in his presentation.
Now, is it the good crack?
Listen,
because I'm from Kenansville now. There's bad crack and there's good crack. I'm just asking.
Listen, I mean, you know what? You take it how you want it, I guess.
Okay.
I tell you what, it blew me away. How about that?
All right.
So if it blew me away, because there's not a lot of things that make me want to change, and it's more than DJ Event Planner, right? So y'all know me. If it costs more, it has to make me want to buy it, and I say it's good because my clients love it. So they could be on their phone, they could be on a tablet, they don't have to be sitting there. They could. It's basically at their disposal if they take the opportunity to do it. So they should not have any kind of reason not to. They shouldn't have any excuse, because you could just pull out a phone anytime, anywhere, and you can access it. So that's why I like it. And then a DJ Event Planner, it lets me know when anybody has made a change, so I can go in and look at it, and I can make sure, like, hey, this is right, that's wrong. If somebody has a question, they can instantly send me a message, and I can, communicate. So for me, it keeps me in order. So for me, I love it.
Okay. What's going on, Maurice?
Man, I'm still at work.
Oh, no.
Okay.
How you doing, Mr. Maurice, sir?
What's up, my brother?
All right.
What's your first name? DJ Enough said
Cedric.
Cedric. Okay. So
Yep.
Cedric, let me ask you. So how do you feel about those platforms as far as those platforms that interact with the customer and the client and kind of like do all the planning behind the scenes?
Well, I don't like piggybacking, but I got to ride with Chris on this one. If they can make changes on the fly like that and not have to worry about getting to a desk or a computer to contact you like that, then that's good. That's great, because you eventually have to take time out your day to sit here and get that phone call where you could just review what's being changed. So that's very good, especially when it comes to the music aspect, because somebody might hear a song on the radio and be like, oh, I got to make sure they play that, but they might forget it, here and there, but you got your phone with you, boom boom, there you go, send it in.
Exactly.
And it's ready. Yeah, that's great, man. Technology is something else.
Yeah, and the reason I think that's one of the things that I've picked up on today. It caught my attention. An actual DJ has a commercial where it just shows just the app. It shows him. Don't get me wrong. It does show like how he performs and video clips of different things, but the bulk of his commercial was just using the app to go through and maneuver and organize your event. And that was the first time I ever seen that. And I was like, wow. It was interesting because like the bulk of the commercial was going in using the app, showing like how it works, and then he kind of highlight all the different services that he offers, and that was his whole commercial, digital commercial. And I thought I've never seen that before, so I was like, okay, that's different. And I was wondering like how many people, because like and everyone knows in the state of North Carolina we're 10 years behind when it comes to technology. And a lot of people don't want to change. So outside of North Carolina, I think it's like better yet, if you're in Charlotte, I think Charlotte is like one of the major cities that's kind of like the mini Atlanta. They're a little more up to date, more current because of the type of city that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Raleigh and Durham is more reserved, so they're still kind of falling behind the times when it comes to technology. Ryan, let's see. Ryan says I use different
platforms.
Let me say platforms. I find all platforms don't have everything I need. So that makes perfect sense.
Right. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. That's why we have to do Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok now. That's a new thing.
Exactly.
Well, there's been, I ain't gonna say new thing, but that's the newest one out of all of them.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things to where I'm still more hands-on.
Right.
And I know by being more hands-on, that's that sell pitch. So, like for example, it's like the platform is good once you get them, but what do y'all do what's your marketing style of what do you do to get the customer attention? What is the biggest thing that works for you? Maurice, I'll let you jump on this one. I'll let you.
Well, I like technology. I just implemented this thing called NowSite, and what NowSite does is NowSite allows me to build unlimited landing page, web pages. It also allows me to, if I'm looking for event planners, I can just type it in, and I have access to over 2 billion, the 2 billion people in the database. So. And I just tell it what I want. Once I tell it what I want, then the AI creator will generate a nice little letter to send to them. So I just actually started implementing. I had it for a while, but I just didn't do anything with it. So today they just came out with the AI part. I can just type in anything. Hey, create me a web blog for best wedding DJs in Fayetteville, and it'll create a blog for that, and I can just take it, put it on the site. So it's, not only that, I have I use the Vibo app, and I have a little small commercial for that also. So, what I'm saying? That's a good, selling point for the DJs to the client to have their own app. And it works out. It's a little pricey, but it still works out though. What I feel whatever's going to be best for the DJ, then I think that's what they should use. Because me and Chris were sharing some things today, and when I told Chris about this platform for the DJs, which is similar to DJ Event Planner, and then he booked a call with the guy, he was like thrilled. He was able to tell me stuff like, I'm like, well, the guy didn't, in my mind, I'm like, the guy didn't tell me to do all that. So we've been, just collaborating on that and seeing how it's going to work out for us. So it's always good to share a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what is yours? What is
So-
your method?
So I kind of take the approach that you take. I got to get better at videos. My main thing is I bought this expensive camera and it only records 30 minutes. So typically I'll forget to hit record again. So come the end of the night, I look back and I only got 30 minutes, and it's the 30 minutes that's not meaningful. So as you know, I went ahead and bought an iPad so it can record the full night. But typically throughout the night, I'm taking pictures, and then I just blast all my pictures and everything out. And I let that speak for itself. And then once clients come in, I give them kind of a presentation of what they are to expect from me and what I offer. And then from there, I let them decide if I'm the right DJ for them or the right entertainment company. Because, of course, I do more than DJ. I have photo booths and everything. So I let them, let them decide. And then once they decide, I let them know they have their own portal that they can go through, do their planning, and fill out their forms and fill out their timeline. And when I tell them that pretty much they're pretty much excited, because they're like, wait, so I don't have to go through you. I can do this on my own time. Like if I'm laying in the bed after a long day of work, or if I'm just have some free time, I can just pull my phone out and do it. I'm like, absolutely. This is on your own time. Now, just keep in mind, we do have a window of when I need it. So, just keep in mind that window of when I need it. But yeah, other than that, yeah, whenever you please, if you want to pull it out, on a Saturday when you have some free time, by all means work on it. So when I tell them that and they log in, they see it, I mean, that's pretty much the icing on the cake for them. They love it. So that's pretty much mine for me.
Cedric, what about you?
Here lately it's been word of mouth. I've mainly relied on Facebook for the most part. And then we did touch on the website. The website has been a major factor just by having it. Just everything under the line that falls for social media. Facebook, I say 85% of all my bookings come from Facebook. And everything else is repeat customers or a friend of a friend, and I just basically go from there. I keep my Facebook page. Well, I've been failing at it so far, but I've been trying to keep my Facebook page business only because of all the other endeavors that I have going on. But I try to keep the Facebook page bringing in certain clients, certain people. Then Instagram is something different, and the website is my professional look, and what is it? The Google page. So but mostly is Facebook. I myself am guilty of not marketing it the way I should because of everything else going on. But I'm gonna touch on that too. But yeah, Facebook it's been Facebook. I can message certain people that know people that know people. For example, my wife is an event planner. So she may know tons of brides that need a DJ, and I could reel them in like that. And I know a couple of people that run venues. Just by being friendly around the neighborhood, and that can bring them in. So that's basically social media has been my whole marketing plan. Just the old fashioned way. They call, I answer, we schedule an appointment, we talk about it, they decide, we go forward, so on and so on. And I use DJ Event Planner too. So
Right.
and that keeps
Okay.
everything lined up. I'm very appreciative of the calendar because it syncs in with everything I got going on.
I think you're gonna like this other one.
I'm pretty sure I will. I'm pretty sure I will.
To
Pretty sure I
me,
will.
I'm kind of like both of y'all together because like Facebook is one of my primary platforms, and I use that to really push information out. Hey, such and such dates are available. Only got 2 Saturdays left open for the rest of the year. That pitch, I don't know why that works so well, but when I post it like beginning of the year, and it always like for me for the last 6 years it's been like that. I got only 4 Saturdays left for the rest of the year. Here are those Saturdays that are available. When I post something like that on Facebook, one of those Saturdays are about to get booked. And it's weird on how that works sometimes, just putting it like simple posts like that out there on Facebook. At the same time, I also do a lot of pictures and video on Facebook. Now on Google, Google limits you on what you can do. That's why y'all go to YouTube now for more video, for more time, because Google is like you only can put like a small amount, like maybe a 5-minute video, if that, on Google. Where on YouTube you can go up to 2 hours with no problems. So I kind of use a combination of all, and then the way I reel people, like I know I was talking to DJ Dan. We were talking earlier today, and the pitch, to sit down is I actually do a virtual meeting with my client. And I won't let them sign a contract. I won't let them do anything. I won't let them book me until we do a virtual meeting. And that virtual meeting is to educate them. The whole piece with a lot of customers is a lot of the time they don't know what they want. They have an idea what they want, but they really don't know what they want, or they don't know how it works. So what I do is then I give an hour presentation, and I take time to educate them on the process, and I give them a heads up. And let's see, Ron just said something. There's a that is a very, that's how you can tell what works and what doesn't work.
All right.
Looking at your insight. When you look at your insight, it kind of tells you your numbers, what works and what doesn't work. But that going back to that virtual meeting is they're able to see me, they're able to see my energy, they're able to see how I operate, and I'm able to see them. Now, when I tell people a virtual meeting goes both ways, it doesn't just go one way for the customer, it goes that same way for the DJ, because if I get on a virtual meeting and I don't like the energy that I'm feeling from the customer, then that might not be the right customer for me. So you're not only providing information, but you're actually doing an interview with the client to see if they're the right type of client that you want to deal with.
Right.
And you get somebody on there and they talking crazy. Yeah, we're going to be jumping from the ceiling and hanging from the chandeliers. Do you want to be that DJ where somebody falls on your DJ equipment from the chandelier?
After they sign that contract saying that they're going to replace what they break.
Hey. So that's why I said it's one of those things. I don't get virtual meetings. All my bookings is all live chat. Okay.
Right.
So it's just like, that's just one of those things to where I do that virtual thing because it allows me to interact with my client, and it gives me a vibe of what I'm getting myself into.
Right.
At the same time, it gives a vibe to the client of what they're about to hire or who they're about to hire, and if this is the right DJ. So by the time I give that presentation, I would say 98% of my clients are going to hire. I think I've only maybe 3 clients that got the presentation that didn't hire me. Mm-hmm. So over 10 years. So I tell people that presentation is what keeps my customers, because they like, by the time it's all said and done, they don't have any questions because I don't answer every possible question that's out. They might have something like, I had one client ask, well, what happens if something happens to you? What's the backup plan for you? And I was like, well, I have a network of DJs that I work with. If something happens, if I'm able to breathe, I'm able to make a phone call, I'm able to, not if I'm dead, okay, I can't help
you. Right.
There's nothing I can do about that. So
the bat signal.
So there you go, the bat signal, DJ, but that's just something that that I explain to people is taking that moment to explain it. Because after you get them to understand you're the right DJ, and I go back and I during that presentation, I let them know that I'm the most important vendor that they're hiring. That's how we build up our value as DJs. It is really like, look, I'm that individual that's going to hype the crowd. I'm that individual that's going to make things flow smoothly. I'm that individual that's going to help everything come together. And when you sit down and you bring that to them and you show them that presentation, they're like, man, he really knows what he's talking about. He's a subject matter expert of what he does.
Right.
So then they don't care what your dollar amount is to a degree. They're just wanting someone that knows what they're doing. And so that's one of the reasons why I have that one-on-one conversation with them, is because I want them to understand this is what you're buying.
Exactly.
This is what you're getting. So if you if you want to go with this other DJ that only charges $200, okay, just here's all my information, make your comparison, then you come back and let me know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I used to do the virtual thing, but people just stop. They just want to know how much you cost, are you available, and go from there. That's not my style, but I mean, it's just happening. I've tried, I've made some random phone calls, and they just don't really want to communicate like that. They just want you to come do this and go, And I mean, they're not the crazy folks. I mean, you got some clients that are, like you said, jumping off the roof and stuff, But most of them just looking to have a good time, and they want to pay you for your time. So, but if it was my decision, we will have that virtual meeting. If we don't meet somewhere over some coffee or a slice of pizza or something, But that interaction lets them know you care about what you're doing, and you care about this event that you want to book before. I'm trying to show you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a professional at this. Let's chat. And if things don't seem like, it happens like that. It happens like that.
And like I said, that's a hit and miss too, because like sometimes the ones that just don't want to go through everything, they've already done the research on who you are. So they don't even want to hear all the extra stuff. So they're like, okay, that's all I want. And then they move on. But see, to me, I've learned the ones that don't want to do virtual meetings turn out to be the worstest customers I ever had. And the reason why I say that is that most of the ones I've actually picked up that they just want to rush through it and get stuff they don't understand the value that I bring, and so they treat me like I'm just that guy playing the music.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that I'm that. And then the thing is, then they realize, oh, I didn't know you can MC. Oh, I didn't, because they didn't take time to let me explain what it is I do. So that's why I said now it's like when I first started, it was optional, but now it's mandatory. If you can't sit time to sit down to my virtual meeting, then I'm not the right DJ for you.
Right.
And I don't give them the option anymore. When I first started, I gave them the option. And the ones that didn't take that virtual meeting, they didn't take time to read. They didn't take time to read the contract. Better yet, look at anything else. So when I cover that virtual, it's like I go over details with the contract. I talk about my services. So then they know, because I've had in the past where if they didn't do the virtual meeting, what they do, I didn't know. So I had one time, I'll never forget, showed up at a wedding, had another company just there for uplighting. Well, dang, you got uplighting in your package. You chose this uplighting package. How is it that you hired a company to come in to do uplighting, and the package that you chose with me was uplighting?
So did they pay for both?
They paid for both. And that was one of those customers that didn't want to hear the virtual meeting, so they didn't know what was in their package.
Right.
And that's where I started to realize that they're not taking time to read their contract. They're not even understanding what's in their package. So I'm looking at the company looking at me like, okay, look, how are we going to do this? I mean, there's going to be a lot of uplighting in this venue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Dark skinned people going to be light skinned.
Even a mother from the daughters are all photos and live texts, and I do a lot of them in the weddings as well. Playing via text message photos. I mean, yeah, I've seen that. That's possible too. But to me, what works, that's one of the things that I just got to the point where I'm not going to go in and do an event and not be understood or underrated.
Right.
I just refuse to, like, that's just my standard. I'm not, if you want me to be your DJ, you're going to understand who I am.
Exactly.
You're going to understand
Yeah.
what you're getting. You're going to understand what you're paying for. I mean, I would hope that you want to know what you're getting paid, what you're paying for. It's not as you just give away free money, you know, you just give away money. That's one thing, but
Right.
you need to understand what you're getting.
Exactly.
So, me, I don't give them the option. I just make it very crystal clear that you're going to get this. And then I go back and reinforce it, like that Tuesday before the event. We have a virtual walkthrough on how we're going to do the event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from at 8:00, we're going to do this. And I go through it with them because even though they might have booked me last year, it's like everything we probably discussed is just reconfirming that you understand what we're going to do. Because how many times have you showed up for an event and they have no clue what's going to happen?
Listen, I picked that up from you last year because you remember how many times I called you? Because, you know, I was doing my Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that.
Yeah.
And you told me, nope, go on and move it to Thursday or Friday. And so I started doing it Thursday, Friday before the event if I didn't have something going on Friday. So I started moving it the day before the event, and things started going off without a hitch.
Right. It solves a lot of problems because what
Right.
happens is, and this is one of the things I learned, even if they have an event coordinator, even I know Chris, I know you came across this, they still feel that some things need to be a secret.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I've told them across the board, if I am the one controlling your microphones, your music, your special effects, I might need to know that you're going to jump from the ceiling and you want the lights to go off a certain way. I might need to know that I need to play that theme song of peanut butter jelly, you know, when you eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich at the altar, you know, just crazy things.
Crazy. Yeah, right.
And I need to know those in advance. I can't read your mind.
Right. Yeah.
So doing the virtual, and believe it or not, every time I do a virtual walkthrough, oh yeah, well, you know, cousin Junebug is gonna sing. Oh, when would you gonna let me know?
Right.
You know, that's something I need to know because then I need to have a microphone available for it. Okay, so then cousin Junebug is gonna sing, but then Aunt Betsy Lou, she's gonna do flips down the aisle. Really? So do I need to play a special song? Yeah, she's gonna do it to the Booty Mac song. Oh, you know, whatever, you know, those are things that we need to know in detail. And that's why I said doing a virtual walkthrough with the client will you're doing that final check with what's going on, what's taking place. Now, to me, and I've heard horror stories where they go on, they do the stuff in the app, and then the app does not transmit the right information, or I know it was a mishap. I know someone said there was a mishap with the app where they claimed to updated with the information in the app, but then the last information you got was what they put in there prior, because either they forgot to save it or they forgot to do something within the app.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So again, that virtual walkthrough is a confirmation. It's a verbal confirmation that you, as the DJ entertainer, you know what to expect.
Right. So I can contest to that. So I had a wedding last year, and it was the coordinator. She was, you know, putting everything in the app, and it auto saves. But the thing is, she didn't realize that you had to wait. You know, it counted down in the right corner, so it didn't auto save until it refreshed. So it said auto save in like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or whatever. So you had to make sure it counted down and then it started over. So what was happening was she was exiting out without hard saving, and before the auto save cycle started over. So a lot of times I tell my clients, don't count on the auto save.
Right.
Make sure you physically go down and hit save, because if you exit out before that auto save refreshes, it's not like it just automatically saves. It counts down, and you have to watch that ticker. And if it says auto saves in 10 seconds, you have to wait 10 seconds before it auto saves.
Right.
So if you exit out before that 10 seconds, it ain't going to save. And there's nothing I can do if you exit out of it. I can't get that information back. So I think it happened to her twice, and I was watching what she was doing, and I could tell And so as soon as I saw that, I said, all right, this is what you're doing. And it was, she was rightfully so frustrated, but unfortunately, it's kind of like what they were saying is like, you kind of get in the groove and, things get to happen and oversights happen. So that's why I always say hard save it. Don't count on auto save. Don't even forget auto save is a thing. Just hard save it. Scroll down, hit save.
Right. What's up, Hutch?
Yo, what's happening, fellas?
What's going on?
Good evening, sir. Good evening. How we doing?
Everything's everything, man. How you guys doing, man?
Hey, man, I'd be doing a lot better if you slide me 100.
Bam, you got it, man. I just gave you 100. You got it.
Oh, well, I'm waiting on it. I don't see it.
It's wireless, man. You know the deal, man. It's technology, man.
Wireless.
You know we about that technology.
But that's what those things. We're doing good. We're sitting here talking about marketing in different methods and different ways. And I think with me, again, I'm that person that I don't trust. I'm a tech person, but I don't trust tech.
Right, correct.
And that's one of those things to where, like with me, I create my own Adobe form that's digital. So once you download that form, you can go in and input your data, your cell phone, tablet, iPad, and you don't need the internet in order to access it. So as you go in and you fill it in, like you said, you can have a moment. As long as you got it on you, you can go in and fill it. If it's on your phone, bam, I can fill it in information and then save it. So then once you're all said and done, then you just email it to me and it's all said and done. I mean, the app sometimes, don't get me wrong, the app it's a great tool. It really works well with a lot of people. But to me, I'm more to the point where I rather have something that if they have to access something on the internet, let it be the bare minimum.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever got burned by email? Because I think I told you about this. I got burned but I caught it. So I had a client, and I kid you not, I had like 5 different emails that they were sending me stuff from. And I'm like,
wow,
what
5?
in the world? Right. I'm like, what? I thought I told you about that. Yeah. I'm like, and they were like, yeah, I already sent you this. And I'm like, I'm going through the emails and I'm like, I don't have that from you. And something just dawned upon me. I was like, wait a minute. Let me check. Let me just put in the first name. And like, I had 5 different emails coming up with that first name. And I just clicked on all 5 of them and it was the same event, same client. I'm like, why in the world why are they sending me stuff from 5 different emails? So I had to create a folder and I just put all that stuff in and I had to go through and kind of start sorting out. And then I get the whole thing when, we start initially talking and then they create a combined email with the fiance or whatever. So it's like a Mr. and Mrs. whatever wedding and, they have their joint emails. So I get that too as well. So that's why I like the app, because I just look, we're gonna talk through this app. I send you I send your email through the app, and then I can just go in that app and it pulls up all the emails that I send you. I don't have to go searching, nothing.
Right.
It's right there.
I think what is it on my contract is that the email that they put on the contract is the only email that I'm going to track.
Okay.
I'm not going to track any additional emails. Now, unless they put it, like, see on my contract, you have your primary, and then if there's additional contact, there's only 2 emails. I'm going to be looking for information dealing with that, and that's like if I got to look up something, I'll pull up the contract, I look at the email, I'll copy, and then when I copy and paste that email in, everything about them comes up, and to me, that's a simpler way. Now the app, again, I've seen the app. I love how the app works. There's nothing wrong with it, but me, I'd rather I'm still kind of like, I'm a full-time DJ. I don't have see, the thing is, y'all pretty much, let me see, because you have a full-time job as well?
Unfortunately, I do.
Okay. So I understand the need for y'all to have that app is because y'all both have full-time jobs. So y'all don't have that time. Like me, this is all I do now. I'm retired. This is all I do. So I ain't got nothing else better to do. I'm looking forward to someone say hi or something on let me know you're out there, So I don't mind taking that time to do that because I have a lot of time. on my hands. Where if I'm like working like y'all two, you working that full-time job, and then you have to do. I don't see how y'all do it. I'm gonna be honest. I mean,
Right.
it's just like to be able to have a full-time job and do this, and then maintain that level of standard of doing. I mean, like that's boy. I
Listen,
would
a
pull
lot
all
of
my hair
coffee
out
and
my head.
monsters and Red Bulls and
Because there's gonna be some late nights for y'all. Y'all get
oh
off
yeah,
work,
oh yeah.
and then y'all got to come in, and then y'all got to look at all the stuff that's been going on all day long.
Yep.
Man, that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I have a separate phone that I just used my Family First email on,
Right.
and I'll keep that phone in my pocket. When it vibrate, I'm on it. You know,
Yeah,
I might have
yeah.
to slide to the bathroom real quick and try to check something, but you know, that's my way of, you know what I'm saying, staying intact with my dream, because right now I'm making somebody else's dream come true, you know what I'm saying, for 9-10 hours a day. And when it comes to working on my stuff, it seems like that kind of get pushed on the back burner. For example, today I told that I needed to be out by 4:30, 5 o'clock. That turned into 5:58. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, and it's 5 minutes from my house, so I was walking home mad. You know, I kicked every rock I could find. But you know, those
Hey, it's too
things like
cold for
that.
that. Toes hurting.
Well, I got my steel toes on still.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
so but you know, those things like that. You know, it's working a full-time job doing this. A wise man said, "Let that full-time be what pays for your dream." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing for me right now.
Right.
I need to squeeze out everything I can with that to make this happen. And once I get to a certain level, then I'm retiring from whatever it is I got going on. I want to clock in for me. I want to get out of bed. I want to get whatever it is, my coffee, my orange juice, my Fruit Loops, whatever it is I need to get my day started. That's what I want to do, and I want to do it for me,
Exactly.
because all day long I'm doing it for somebody else. And it
Exactly.
seemed like you end up working for thank yous after that.
What's
and that's
up?
not fair. That's not fair to me, because I got clients that are actually relying on me.
Right.
And I got to tell them, well, let me go ask Mr. Rob, you know what I'm saying, can I get the day off? They don't want to hear that.
Right.
They don't want to
Yeah.
hear that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's tough, man. You know, but that dream is gonna happen. I know it's
Yep.
gonna happen. I
Yes, sir.
believe it's gonna happen.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
I see Ron asked a question. Any of you use WhatsApp for business? I get a lot of bookings from what. I do not. I tried it, didn't like it, and then kicked it to the curb.
Right.
I used to, but there's
Right.
a lot of spam bots.
Right. And that's the only reason why I keep it to the curb is I got it just like it's like you open the door to a bunch of garbage that comes
Yeah.
in. And I just like after the first week of using it, and I saw all the spam that I was getting. I mean, it's already enough. We get a lot of spam phone calls. I'm not going to get it also through through my work sites.
Right.
So I did shut it down because of that reason.
Yeah, I don't use WhatsApp. Like you said, I get enough spam. And then I use Linktree for the social media, but I don't use WhatsApp.
I use HoneyBook and Vibo for my marketing, and it just streamlines everything that I need to do. I don't have any problems with it. I've been using it going on probably about close to 4 years now, and that's what I do all my bookings. Any booking that I do it through HoneyBook, and I have a link on my website where they fill out that contact Premier, and it's a drop down menu, and they just fill out the pertinent information that it's asking for, and then I don't care where I'm at, I'll get an email notification letting me know that I have someone inquiring about services. So from my website, they can determine what package that they're interested in, and then I get the email, the notification on HoneyBook, and it'll have the client's email, and then I'll generate a file for them, and it's got a smart file now, and let's say Jane Doe sends me an inquiry. I'll get that inquiry and she'll say, I'm having an event tomorrow. It's going to be from 12 to 5. And then I'll create a proposal, an invoice, and a contract all in one document. They digitally sign it online. And the email address that they fill out with the Contact Premier button, that's the email that I deal with. And then I use Vibo for their music selection and for their itinerary and their timeline. So that way it streamlines that. All they have to do is I have a list of recommended playlists. And that playlist could be anything from a bar mitzvah, someone in Ukraine, Czechoslovakia. It's like about over, I'd say, a good 50 different genres of music outside of the contemporary stuff, the pop, the reggae. It even has Afro beats, Southern soul, pop, Christian, Quincy era. I have a template for all that stuff. So it'll generate a playlist, and the playlist is updated daily. And it's the top 100 Billboard, and not only Billboard, but they can actually listen to the song that they're interested in on YouTube, SoundCloud, Deezer, I don't know if I said Tidal or not, but Tidal is another one, and Spotify. And then it'll take all those playlists, I mean, all those different streaming platforms, and they can just hit the plus button. It adds that song to their playlist for a specific part. So for a wedding, for the processional, they'll have a template for the processional. You can have contemporary, you can have cover music, and a variety of different processional type of playlists for the reception, for the cocktail hour, for the garter toss, the bouquet, all those special little things for the ceremony and for the reception as well. If they want to dance with their grandparent, if they want to dance with their Hutch Wave does the same thing in FreshBooks. Okay, cool. Good deal, Ron. So all that information and everything that's available for them, all they have to do is hit the plus button, automatically adds it to their playlist, to their event, because I'll create an event for them. It adds all that to their event, and then I have a cutoff, usually about 4, maybe 3 days before their event, because it's so streamlined. All I have to do is that entire playlist, it'll put it into an M3U, and I just drop that M3U right into Serato or right into Virtual DJ, and you have their playlist. Now, that's awesome. So I don't have any problems, and I haven't had any problems with anyone with their playlist. If there's something that they have that's specific to them, they can share that playlist with me. Even if it's Pandora, if it's Napster, I can convert that. And we had talked about this a couple things meetings a while ago, where I use Media Human, and Maurice Starr turned me on to that right there. And that Media Human, that like completes the circuit. So there's pretty much no platform that I won't be able to convert into a playlist that I can drop into Serato. And when I say convert, I'm talking about convert it from any platform to, let's say, Spotify. And then in Spotify, I take that link for that playlist and drop it in the Media Human. And now I have an MP3. Right. So streaming platform to MP3, because from experience, I've gone to places where the internet was not all that good, and I have my own internet. So I wasn't dependent on not being able to stream anything. So for the backup, I put it on the flash drive, put it in my Prime 4, and I'm good. And that's what works for me. It may not work for everyone else. But I find that works very well for what I do, and it just streamlines everything. I don't have any issues. Clients love it.
And just
I
to get
use
clarification,
title.
right?
Yeah.
I was say just to get clarification on that, and see what people have to understand. And this is I know this is the ongoing war amongst DJs, and then clients are getting caught up in the crossfire. When Hutch is saying playlist, he's saying a list of songs. That's not the order that they're going to be played in. It's more like a crate for us. So when you hear the word playlist, most time a customer, when they hear playlist, they're automatically assuming that that's the order sequence of the songs that's going to be played, and that we have to explain that what we do with that playlist is like a crate of music. We're not going to play it in the order that it is. We're going to pull songs left and right from that list to DJ. And I'm not even sure how this war started.
Vibo does that too. Vibo will do that. Vibo will do that. It will take that playlist in the order that you want an event or a song to play, because there's a note section. So if they want 2 songs to play for a minute and 25 seconds apiece.
Right.
In their notes, they just put that on there, and then I'm going to get all updates that they do. Anytime a client goes in there and does anything on their Vibo app, I'm not going to get a notification, because that's just overdoing it.
Right.
So I just check it often, because I'm always on my computer. So I check that quite often. So that way I know there's a sequence. There's a particular a routine that the bridesmaids might want to do.
Right.
You know, and the groom won't know anything about it. And a lot of times that's how it is, or vice versa. But yeah.
But that's what it is. But what's been going on here lately on social media is you have these. I'm gonna call it out for what it is. You have these club DJs that don't understand the concept of what we do as weddings,
right?
And they make these accusations that we're playlist DJs, to where we only play in the sequence that's given to us.
Yeah.
And that is the ongoing fight, that we're not real DJs, because
they're just uninformed. That's all.
Right. And so like
and
I just wanted to clarify that when you say playlist, is to, so when customers, because something, I don't know why a customer thinks that when they give you a playlist that you're going to play in a sequence in the order that they give it to you. And I've had to get clarification, say, look, when you give me that playlist from Spotify, you're just giving me a list of songs. That doesn't mean it's going to be in the order of the sequence that I'm going to play it in. So it's like, to us, we convert it into a crate.
Right.
And that is just where we're going to pull music from it to play it in order. I hate that I have to break it down and explain it that way, because
it's necessary. It's necessary.
But it's like, it's got to the point now where a lot of these DJs, and again, nothing against them, but they don't understand that concept, that there are certain things that we have to do in a certain sequence based off of the actual event that we're doing. It's not like when we go into a club and we can just go at it and just do our thing. And we all have DJ in a club before. We know that when you go into a club or a skating rink or even a bowling alley, you can just play at random what you feel on when you do your survey of your crowd.
It's easy. You don't have any interaction. Yeah.
Right. When you do a wedding, especially during the formal portion of like the ceremony and the reception, there's a sequence of things that you have to play, which is considered a playlist for somebody. I'm still trying to figure out how this craziness started, but there's a sequence of things you have to do. So a playlist is just another way of saying a crate. When DJs say playlist, we're looking at it as a crate. It's just it's a group of music that we're going to pull from. So when a client sees playlist, they're thinking that that's a sequence, or how we don't. That's not how we operate.
Let's even clarify that just a little bit more. For us DJs, we talk in terms of crates, but for the average person, it's a folder on their hard drive.
Right.
And that's a separation right there. For a non-DJ, it's a folder. For a DJ, it's a crate.
Right.
And for those that want to get real particular about it, like you just indicated, it's a playlist.
Right.
So even a DJ that doesn't even use a playlist per se, they're using a playlist because they know the playlist of all the music that they have in their inventory. Thus, that's a playlist.
Right.
Yes.
So there's really no argument unless one wants to make it an argument.
Well, and that's what it is that some
Yeah.
people, somebody wants to make it sound like if you have some type of sense of organization that you're not a real DJ.
That's just someone's ego. That's all.
Right.
That's
And
just
it's
ego.
more of an ego. Those are DJs that have the ego. They're on an ego trip. So
Yeah.
I just, because I saw this going back and forth. I'm not even sure who the two DJs were going back and forth on social media. Oh, you're nothing but a playlist DJ. My iPad can beat you. It just got crazy. And it's like, to me,
And it might have been a bot.
yeah. It's just like, I'm just sitting here like, what's the big deal is, as a professional DJ, there are different ways and different methods of how you play your music.
Yeah.
I've seen great DJs do great things with iPads. Then I've seen DJs that, people that call themselves DJ, they have no idea what they're doing with the iPad. So it's like, people have to understand the difference. There it's more to it behind the technology. It's the person that it's the knowledge and the experience that they have. And so, like, I know we had this conversation before about mixing and scratching.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 80s and 90s, jukebox DJs, yeah. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was a art. It was a style. Bringing it up to 2023, they don't want to hear it. The only platform I know that wants to hear you mixing, or not even mixing, I'm talking about scratching and getting into it, like on turntable or on the controller, or when you go to clubs, you go to skating rinks, you go to bowling alleys. It's like, so every platform is going to be different. Now, don't get me wrong.
Right.
You get, like, in weddings, if you got the right crowd and they down with it, then hey, go for it. Because then you do have that at some events, but there's a big difference, and I think that's, to me, technology has done great things for us as DJs, but at the same time, it sabotages us at the same time, because technology has now made it easy for anybody to call themselves a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a certain time of the wedding where you
Right.
can, show skill.
Right.
Once you get them in, reeled in hot, and they're already ready to give you fist bumps and stuff, cut up a little bit, just a little bit, not much, because it is a wedding. This is a general event, you know what I'm saying? But because once you do that, they realize, oh man, Mario's on fire.
Right.
All right, so now we want your card.
Right.
What's your Instagram?
That
You got
energy.
YouTube videos, they want to see more.
Right.
So once you show them, all right, look, y'all thought I just came here in a suit. No, buddy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not
Just a little
saying
bit, right.
I'm not saying show up to the wedding, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and don't. That's not what it's for. That bride is
Right.
going to
Right.
put a number on you on social media, but yeah, just to show skill, and scratch is not required everywhere.
Right.
That don't make you. Knowing how to scratch don't separate you from everybody else that's trying to have a common goal, making this event what it is. You don't
Right,
have to come
right.
here and be that. They want you to play the music, and it don't have to be in this order. It just have to be the music that's gonna reflect the bride and groom. That's what you came to do. So
That's their thing. Yeah.
how dare somebody tell somebody you're not a real DJ because you're just doing this? I
Right.
dare you to call that DJ out, and set up a time and y'all go with it. Then you'll see. Because you might can scratch and do this and do all this flip-flop stuff, but my party is going crazy over here.
Right. Right.
So
Exactly.
who's winning?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think that's the part that I was trying to make. There's a different level of, like, there's a time where you can do it, and there's a time you don't. But
Right.
like, if you are and I say this, the club DJ, if you've never gotten out and done an actual event where, if it's not a wedding or something like that, you can't compare what you do at the club to a wedding.
Yep.
There's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different premier. I mean, there's guidelines that you can't do. Like there's certain things you can and can't do at a wedding that you can
absolutely.
get away with at a club.
Right.
I mean, and that's just something to where a lot of DJs, like when they first start off cocky. It's about the ego. I had 10 people dancing on the dance floor. Well, guess what? I did the military ball. I have 200 people dancing on the dance floor. So it's kind of like a thing to where you can't compare apples and oranges.
Right.
So you have to understand your platforms. Exactly. And so that's just one of those things to where as DJs across the board, we all need to support each other regardless of what your platform is. So when you got individuals calling out, I thought that was just insult for another DJ to call somebody out like that. I just why are you calling this other DJ out? Are you jealous of that individual? Because my golden rule is that I don't compete with nobody but myself.
Right. Absolutely.
That's the only person you need to be competing with is yourself. Because that's the only way you're going to better yourself.
Absolutely.
So, Donald hits Rivers. Let's see. He's asking, this is a good question. This is a really good question. Do we have a starter package that you can recommend for new DJs? I believe in paying people, and I know, and I keep telling. To me, it's not. I mean, I'll help somebody in a heartbeat as long as you take time to do it.
Exactly.
Same here.
It's not. I think all of us as DJs. It's not
about the money, man.
Right.
It's not about the money. It's never about the money. When you're trying to support another DJ, is if that DJ wants to have to take time out, that's where that lets us know. Every single one of us here have tried to help somebody else DJ. Some of us have done things to help people out. If the DJ is willing to take time to listen and to take time to go through the motions, that means a lot more than that dollar bill.
Hey, listen, he pointed up. I got to point that way.
I got to point down. Because I know when I first got started, it's like Hutch pretty much, it was like I had to ask him, like I didn't know what right looked like. And so Hutch helped me out a lot with this platform. He helped me out quite a bit to get a better understanding between Hutch and Nate. DJ Hutch and DJ Nate were the ones that kind of showed me what right looked like, because I'm telling you, if they didn't, I'll be rocking some Radio Shack speakers still. I mean,
you remember when you was I think you was going to IT school up in Raleigh, and I was like, bro, you need to go ahead and just do the DJ thing for a time, man.
Right?
You know? Yeah. And I mean that's how it is, man. Because I taught DJing at Fayetteville State for like 4 years, man. And male and female students, but it was always, not always, but quite often it ended up being a competition amongst their peers.
Right.
And they would do different events, and they all would want to play the hits. So you're hearing the same song 10 times at an event, because each time I rotate the DJ, they would all want to run through their playlist, of the stuff that they were comfortable with. Right. And one of the biggest things was, can you teach me how to DJ? No, that's a skill that one works on their own. I don't even address that subject, because you can't dance to scratching all night long. Right. Not a DJ on this planet. There's not a DJ on this planet that can scratch an entire 4-hour event and keep it on beat. No, it's not going to happen.
You're going to have one big cramp in your hand.
Right. Your hand's going to be looking like this after it's all said and done.
The cricket. Oh, man.
So what here, it says, example, someone asked me to do their wedding in November. I really thought about Mario when I asked about the budget. And I said, I don't know if he had a package for that price. However, I showed him some things from Mario's page. And see, this is that's
a referral.
That's a referral. Yeah. And I think this is one of those things.
Yeah.
Is like right now I have Wayne Ingalls. Okay. Wayne Ingalls, we took time out for his first wedding. And I'm gonna say the same thing. Rivers, look, anytime, just let me know. What we did was he did his first wedding. Now I've sit here, I've been working with Wayne because Wayne has a full-time job. And I get it. He has, when I say he has a full-time job, he not only has a full-time job, but he's a full-time dad. So he with his kids, he is really deep involved with his kids. So when we have to take time, it's late at night. We're out 10 o'clock at his church in the community game, and we're practicing him getting ready for his first wedding. I actually put the video on Facebook. We was there for 2 hours.
Okay.
And we sat there, and when he did something wrong, like I'm that teacher with the ruler, no, do it again. And it's like we kept there and we kept doing it to where he felt comfortable. So when he went out and performed on his first wedding, he hit it out of the park to where he got 2 referrals. He's able to pick up 2 more weddings.
There you go.
I think that's what it is that sometimes it's like I said, it's about taking that time to do it.
Yeah.
And, and that's one of the things with Wayne is that I know he's a full-time, he has a full-time job working on Fort Bragg, and he's a full-time dad and husband. So he's got he's got a lot. His daughters are into dancing. They do and he's right there with them. So for him to take that time, he's like, well, Mario, look, 10 o'clock at night, are you able to do it? I said, you know what? If we're doing it on Thursday night, let's go. We went to his church, went through, and we talked about his setup. I went through him from the beginning to the end. How are you going to set up? How much time does it take for you to set up? How much time is your client giving you into the venue to set up? That's going to be important. How are your microphones? What microphones are you providing? He went through that process. He learned a lot more about DJing in that one time. That for that 2 hours, he learned a lot of stuff about being a DJ. So it's like going through, and there is no, and I'm gonna be honest with you, there is no cliff notes to DJ.
Right. No.
There is no easy way of DJing. You have to dedicate time to sit down and go through the process. Because a lot of stuff he didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. I was like, we would set up his stuff. He didn't have cables, the right cables to set all his stuff up. So we're going through it. So as we're going through it, I'm pulling cables out of my bag to give him so he has a complete set. And I said, this is what you do. You prep your equipment so you have everything from the beginning to the end. You go through it. You don't just, well, you know what? I hope my stuff works. No, you check, make sure your stuff works before you get there.
Right.
If you know your stuff been sitting in storage for a whole month, let's say over the holidays or whatever it is, and it was snow and everything, rain and hurricane, the first thing you need to do is you need to pull that stuff out of storage. You need to check it before you go out there. And we went through, and then the MCing part, a lot of DJs, and this is the part I don't get. A lot of DJs don't want to MC. You can't be a DJ entertainer in the wedding business and not know how to MC. I'm sorry. You just can't do. I mean, is it possible? Yeah, but it gets to a point where you got to learn how to MC. So we practice re-MCing. How do you and see, that's the part that bothers me, is that you're always going to be nervous.
Right.
If you're not nervous, you're too cocky.
Right.
That's when something's going to go wrong. The moment that you're not nervous, that's when something's going to go wrong. And so you have to be comfortable, but at the same time uncomfortable as you're doing it.
Exactly.
So with Mr. River Donald, I know I like I said, it's just a matter of taking time to sit down and just going through it step by step. And I think that's the biggest piece, is that even with the formula, I think we talked about this last week, is how do you come up with the prices? The biggest parts is equipment, experience, and time. How much time are you going to be allocating your services? How much experience are you bringing to the table? What type of equipment and how much is your equipment that you're using? Those are factors on your prices that you're going to charge your client.
But now, he lives in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep telling him, I said, look,
too.
all he has to do is let me know. And I like I say, just let me know. And I like I said, we'll sit down and go over this stuff in detail. But the biggest thing about us as DJ, and I know Hutch, I know you've seen it. I know Chris said, I know that when y'all have all worked with somebody that wants to be a DJ, but they don't want to commit. There's opportunities. Hey, I got a gig going on. Why don't you come with me so you can see how? Nah, I got this going on. They make up excuses why they don't want to show up.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, I remember one person, I will never forget this. I say, look, I'm even going to pay you. You coming on a gig on me, I'm gonna go ahead and pay you I'm gonna pay you money from the gig, because it makes no sense for you to come. I mean, that's just how I am.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna gain, and I'm gonna give you something for coming because it's your time.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what what he's saying about time. I get that part, but it's like the guy showed up. Yeah, I gotta do something. I'm out here a car salesperson, and I need an extra. I need to make some extra money. Okay, again, DJing is not about the money.
No.
Money will come, but if you ain't got
Right.
the skills, you got to develop your skill set. He showed up that one time, ain't never heard anything else from him since.
Too much work.
After he saw
was too
all
much
what
work.
was required of being a DJ, he's like, that's too much work for him.
Mm.
He
Yeah,
thought it
and
was
see,
going to
we-
be one of those things where he comes in and he pushes the magical button and the world dances to his beat.
Ain't the Jetsons. It ain't the Jetsons.
Right.
So, but again, that goes back to, like I said, I know we're getting off of, like I said, that's just what, that was a
Well,
good question he asked.
I know another thing too is because I even find myself when I watch some of these bigger companies and some of these other DJs that are pulling in these 6,000 weddings every weekend and stuff, and they have all the bigger speakers and they every time you turn around they got the newer controller, they got the speaker that just came out last week, and the one that
They
came
got
out the
them
week before that. Right. So the biggest thing that I tell everybody is, even though we're up here saying, make sure you get a decent speaker, make sure you get this. So don't get caught up in that, right? Like we said last time, your best investment right now would be your speaker, right? Focus on that, because without good sound, you're not going to have anything. So that should be your foundation. So once you get that, you build off of that. You don't need to buy everything at once. So don't get caught up in the glam and the glitz of everything. Because, yeah, you see us, we talk about this, and, we might come on here and talk about a $2,000 mic or something. We're just telling you, progressively where to go once you get there, so you don't buy a $200 microphone thinking you're going to get something that's not going to have dropouts, and you're going to disappoint your client. So we're giving you the tools and the knowledge and the research that we have done, so you put it on your want list. So when you start making that revenue and you start getting the clientele, and now it is paying for that equipment, that's when you start upgrading, you start getting that equipment. And I just stress that to everybody is don't go out there buying all this equipment off the bat. Even right now, this is my backup mic and I'm still using it, right? So don't, even the equipment, if you just have to get it, keep it. You never know.
Right.
Backup is still good because if something goes down, you still got something to use, So always keep what you have, never sell it. That's the one thing I made a mistake on as well. I sold stuff, so then I had to get equipment, and then I had to buy backup equipment in case something happened to my main equipment. So essentially I had to start over, and then I had to buy backup for them starting over. So, the mistakes I made, I'm trying to prevent that from others.
Right. And I think that's where, like with Hutch, I think he showed me, I think Hutch was the one that showed me ZZ Sounds and AMS.
Right.
Good platforms for people that want to build up their equipment.
Sweetwater.
Sweetwater. Well,
Yeah,
Sweetwater,
Sweetwater.
I think is more is a credit thing.
Well, they both do. They do the 3, 6, 8, and sometimes they do.
Sweetwater does now.
They've been doing it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, last time I did with Sweetwater, they were doing to where you have to get a credit card to get. Okay, that's good. So
I know.
that's another platform. So like by doing that, and the way that works for those that are not familiar with it is you're able to get your equipment. Like you go in right now to ZZ Sounds, and you can get the equipment that you want, and they're gonna break it down to you by some it's like by a monthly plan, and that monthly plan will allow you to play as you pay.
Yeah.
And that's a quick way. Like me, my whole company was built off ZZ Sounds.
Yeah.
That was why I had a $300 budget to where I allocated to spend $300 a month on ZZ Sound equipment. And by doing that, it allowed me to build up my inventory of equipment that I need.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of those things that
that definitely will allow you to build up your inventory.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So for those who are starting, like
Rivers.
like he's saying, let's see what he just said. Something's popped up.
Oh yeah.
QSC speakers.
USC.
Yeah,
Yep.
he got the
Yeah.
VQ.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
he-
you already yes. Yeah. So yeah, you're yeah. So yeah.
So it's like that's the most important part is like, and that's one of the things as we get into this business, after you get 1, 2, 3 years under your belt,
Mhm.
you should have a stable program of upgrading your equipment. Don't
Exactly.
just make the money. You got to reinvest back to your business.
Exactly.
You got
Yeah.
you ain't gotta go out here and buy the most expensive thing on the market either. But
That'll come in time. That'll come with time.
I mean, it'll come with time. It'll automatically start coming with time. And then
Yeah.
as far as and the thing is, what I tell people all the time is ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think. Please don't go out there and you see one YouTube video. Oh, I'm gonna go out here and buy this speaker.
Mm-mm.
And no. I learned that the hard way. I went out looking for uplighting. I'm gonna buy these lights. Those lights were worthless. It's like I wasted $800 on lights that I couldn't use for anything. So take time to do research. Ask the DJs. They've been in the business for a while. They're I mean,
I got a controller now that I haven't used in probably about 3 years, man. Sitting in the
wow.
case. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. And it's like it's in good condition because we take care of our stuff, you know.
right.
We got cases for it, or it has some kind of. You ain't gonna see us walking in there carrying our controller like a boombox back in the day.
Right.
And Chris, I see you got a boombox. It looked like, is that a cover or something back there behind
Right.
you?
You talking
Your
about
left?
this right here? This
Yeah.
right here? Oh,
Yeah.
so that's a picture. That's a picture.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
yeah, that's a picture.
It looked like
Yeah.
the real thing, though. I'm like,
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But
been in
this-
Korea. I had one of them.
This is my backup controller because my main controller is already shipped out. But
Yeah.
you see what it's in? It's in a roll case, everything, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like you said, we take care
You
of our
protect your
stuff.
investment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uplight. So biggest thing with uplights, you know, Mario hit it last time. You got to look at the beam angle. Then you have to look at for
The
me.
lens.
That, and then I look at this. What do you want to do with them, as far as later on down the line, right? So I look at, for me, I want a DMX, I want wireless, I want battery powered, right? So for me, I need something all in one. You know, I wanted to
Right.
have the wireless transmission in it. I wanted to have DMX capable, and then I needed to be battery powered in one because you do have some that just battery powered and wireless, but they don't have the DMX transmission in it, so they are cheaper. So again, like I said, you just kind of have to look in what you want in uplight. Now Mario has the actual bar lights, and they cover more space, so you have those as well. And then I have the wedges, so mine don't cover as much of the wall as Mario, but I can also maneuver mine in little small nooks and crannies as well, so they're a smaller footprint as well. So you kind of got to look at, all right, so application wise, you know, do you want to mix and match?
Right.
So you just kind of have to look at, all right, how do you want to implement them? You know, what application are you using them for?
Right.
You know,
Right.
so with uplights, that's some of the questions you want to ask yourself.
And then
Even-
one of the things that
even-
Chris said is like he don't know is that you gotta also know how much time you want to put into it.
Right.
Me, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to DMX nothing. I just want to be able to control it as easy as possible.
Right.
Because my focus is video, so lighting is not as important. So
Right.
like getting Bluetooth light systems, which is only one, and that's the sad thing about it, is only one company that does Bluetooth lighting, and that's Chauvet.
I think Booth. Now Booth lighting. I think they do Bluetooth now. I think
Who?
Booth. It's like it's an up and coming company.
Okay.
But I think Booth lighting does Bluetooth. I believe. Don't quote me on that though.
Okay. Because I would love to jump on it, but see, I think like for a starter DJ, you definitely want to get all capability. like I agree with Chris on that. You know, DMX, I would say get DMX because eventually one day you're going to want to test it. But to me, the Bluetooth is Yorkville does Bluetooth. Okay.
Okay. Yorkville.
So there's another one there, and I think that's more of that Yorkville. I think it's Canada brand, if I'm correct.
They're actually up and coming. They're
Right.
actually rivaling ADJ and all them other ones.
Right.
Mhm.
So like Bluetooth, to me, the Chave series that have the Bluetooth capability, it just makes it easy for me to have that. But see, my brides and grooms, when I say, oh yeah, I can change the color when you go from your ceremony to your reception, when you go from dinner to, and they just love that.
Right.
So where it's just a click of a button, Bluetooth. I don't have to do the full
DMX.
all out light show
Mhm.
that when you do a DMX. So
I'm seeing Alto and Chauvet.
oh, Alto, okay.
Mhm.
So I didn't know Alto had lights.
Me
Okay.
either.
Yeah, I didn't know Alto.
Yeah.
So
Well, they got this. It's the Bluetooth kit.
oh
okay.
yes. They got the Bluetooth
Yeah.
kit, right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. I got
Yeah,
both
yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
So it's just like again that goes back to then the battery power scenario is like I said, I got the wedges as well.
How long the
Because there's
battery
gonna be
lasts?
there's gonna be that situation where you're not gonna have a place to plug in your lights.
Right.
We run into this at Mariana's. We're on the water fountain.
Mhm.
There is no way to plug up. I mean, you can, but you running
You
a
deal with
cable,
water.
power cable near water is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's certain circumstances that you're going to need different things. But my recommendation for a DJ that's just starting off is I would say get the light systems with the Bluetooth and DMX capability, and then you can get a chance to learn.
Mhm.
The key thing though is those light systems start at $200 each. So
Per light. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
back in the day, the wedges were only $100. Now those are $200 now.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
almost all your good light systems are starting off at $200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back when we all first started, to a degree, lights like what 5 years ago, light systems
Cheap.
weren't that expensive.
No.
Right.
No.
Now you by the time you buy 4 lights, you might as well buy a new controller too because it's the same price.
Now listen, with lights, I strongly tell everybody, and I send people to like Reverb, Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that with lights, because if you get a light and the battery is dead, you can find those batteries because you can replace those rechargeable lithium batteries. You can replace them yourself if you
know what you're doing.
if you know it's not hard. It's not hard. All you do is
It's
take
not
the
hard,
covers
right.
off and but if you feel eager enough, and then you can always, there's YouTube University, right? That shows you how to take the cover off and pull it out, and then you have to go on a search to find the batteries, because if you go on Chauvet and ADJ, they're gonna charge you for the batteries. But if you find the alternative places that sell the batteries, which are the same batteries, you can get the batteries cheaper. And I've been helping a friend of mine. He has some batteries that he didn't charge for about a year or so, and the batteries don't keep a full charge. So we've been trying to find batteries for his, and we're going to replace his here soon.
And that's one of the things that I want people to understand is keep in mind, if you DJ every single weekend and you use those lights, the life expectancy for those lights are probably going to be 5 to 7 years.
Right.
So be prepared to change all your lights or start making that slow process of buying new lights. Because technically after 5, I've learned that the first set of lights I actually got that were real, the real uplighting, within 5 years, they were starting to get burned out.
Right.
Because I was constantly using my lights every single event, and I was doing anywhere between 2 to 4 events a week. And it's like that would burn out the lights fast. And I had to learn that, okay, now I got to upgrade my price to match the maintenance on those lights, because lights ain't cheap. I was looking at the new battery lights they just came out with Chauvet, and the real good ones are $279.
Yep.
I'm like, dang, just cut my foot off already. It's
Exactly.
crazy.
Now I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say to touch on his other point, the computer.
Yeah.
Again, that just kind of goes into what you want out of a computer. You know, it's gonna be that battle, Apple versus PC.
Right.
I was an Apple person. You know, and for the past 8 years, I was using Apple. I started out using PC, and I went to Apple. Now I just recently went back to PC. I got an MSI. I overdid it because I didn't want to have to worry about it, right? So I got a supercomputer, right? I
Yes,
would not recommend. I would not recommend doing what I did for any new DJ, up and coming DJ, right? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not recommending this,
Right.
but I went. And you know, Serato has its specs, so you go look at the specs for RAM, you go look at the specs for a hard drive, and everything that you need. So I also, like Mario, some events I run video, so I looked up the specs for video, and I know that it's taxing on processors, so that's why I overdid it, and I got a gaming computer. And then when you stream, it also taxes on your processor and everything. So that's why I went the route that I did. But if you're not going to do all of that, you know, if you're just going to do stems, you're going to need I believe they said i7 or higher, and then 16 gigabytes. That's just off the top. Like that's just starting out.
That's the
minimum.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not going to use stems, then if I wasn't going to get stems, I probably could have still got away with my 2010 Mac that I retrofitted. You know, I put 6 terabytes on it, and then I upgraded the RAM on it, and I was running that, and I had no problems with it. That thing ran flawlessly. It ran around circles around new computers that they were coming out with here last year, and everybody's like, "Dude, that's an old clunky." Yeah, well, let's compete then. Let's see how yours hold up. Oh, yours froze. Guess what? Mine has never done that. You know, so yeah,
Or if it crashes, yeah.
exactly. Never crashed. None of that. So, you know, we were, you know, again, it just kind of goes off into what it is, what applications you're wanting from it. Now, again, with my computers, I never do anything but DJ on it. I don't go on the web. Of course, well, I guess when I go to get music, I do, but that's that only application on the web. So
That's
I have
intermittent.
Right, correct. Like for streaming, you know, day-to-day stuff, I have my own computer, all that stuff for it. You know, that DJ computer is strictly for DJ. So
Yeah.
I'm switching from PC to Mac. Yeah. See,
I've ran Mac ever since I've been doing Serato. I've always used Mac.
And that's what I was about to say is that if you're going to do Serato, it's better to use a Mac.
Listen, after getting this one,
Well,
I'll
see,
put it up to anything right
see,
now.
Chris, and so I want everybody to know the laptop that Chris got, it came with his own satellite. So it's like he can take over the world. All you gotta do is push one button and we're all, you know, zapped, you know.
It is not the F10 button.
Chris, push that lottery button.
Listen, if I do that, listen, we all gonna be rich.
See, that's one of the things that he has an i9. Now the i9 is the highest, but I'm gonna tell you this: you're not every i9 is $2,000 or more. So that's a big investment.
That's a basic price.
That's just
the base
basic
model.
price.
The base model,
Right.
yeah.
So that's just something that people have to understand, because I know my laptop, it got crazy yesterday, and I guess it got mad because it heard about Chris's laptop. So it messed up. It actually shut down and wouldn't boot up. And I got freaked out because I was DJing. I just finished DJing at the skating rink, and when it shut down, it took me 2 hours to get it back up and running again. So I said, thank God I didn't have that event. So that lets me know, okay, now it's time to get another computer. So I guess I had to go get my i9 like Chris, so to justify.
Right.
But no, that's
Right.
something that, again, if you're going to do a lot with your computer, i7 is the ideal thing. If you're going to do video, you can technically get away with. I highly recommend i7 if you're going to go PC. With a Mac, you can go for i5. I mean, because Mac is right. And then the thing is, the solid state hard drive, big difference than your regular hard drive. The transitions, you'll learn quick, fast, in a hurry. A solid state hard drive works better with Serato. It works good with your controller. everything's is a smooth transition.
Yeah.
See, I got
So-
that 980. I went on and got the 980 solid state.
The Evo.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, he's
Stems.
he's asking what stem.
Oh yeah. So stems is basically the composure of a song. So you have like your melody, you have your drums, you have your I don't
Bass
know.
mids in your highs.
Yeah. Basically, it's just another.
Kicks, hi-hats.
Yep. My man down here, Enough said he been doing it. What, about 3 years now on stems? He been trying to get me on it for 3 years now, and
Not that long, but quite a while.
Man, he been doing it for about he
Was you
been
using it on Virtual DJ first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Virtual
I heard
DJ.
Virtual DJ has the best platform for stems.
Well,
Now,
yeah. Once they cleared out that bleed back, everything was perfect. You know, because that was kind of making it. It was fun to do, but as somebody who listens, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shouldn't be there. And then how do you do it? Now you got to go and turn on your filter and stuff and your reverb, and now I can kind of mute all that bleed back out. But a lot of songs people don't understand, like old school music, those vocals are attached to the beats. And that's why a lot of the times people like, I don't like the stems. Well, certain music you can't, you know what I'm saying,
most
up
of your
down
old
the hi-hat, you know,
because it was
because
recorded different.
that's how it was. So
it was analog recording. It
Yeah.
wasn't digital. Yeah.
Yeah, and it can tell. And if it's anybody in the crowd with a musical ear, they're gonna hear it, and it's not gonna sound good.
Right.
So
Yeah, because music back then was done analog, where everything was layered together, like you just indicated.
Mhm.
But this newer age, they use the digital everything. Even the digital, the mixers in the recording studio, the sliders are automatic. You know, whereas back in the analog they were manual. But yeah, you could, you know, it's easy if you had the master, which obviously most DJs don't have the master, so we got to rely on, like you said, the stems. So yeah, stems is a good thing. Also, DJ Pro AI has a pretty good stem platform as well. That's what you can use on your iPad for backup.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stems allow the DJ to become a producer and a DJ at the same time. You
On the
know,
fly.
so if you're not, and this is just my opinion, if you're not a scratch DJ, then the stems might be better for you because now you could take the bass out and keep the kick and keep the song going and bring your next song in at the same tempo. And now you've just made a remix on the fly. So the crowd
It's a
is
mashup.
going with that, you know. So
Exactly.
And see, a lot of people don't know that like
on the
the
fly.
first platform that came out with that capability was Mixmaster Fusion. And Mixmaster Fusion was the first software that allowed you to modify the song, regardless if it was digital or analog. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't, because like Mixmaster Fusion was so expensive, nobody touched it. I mean, the program was like $399.
Yep,
$399.
$399.
It was a DJ program, but no one purchased it. So it's been around since 2006. I think that's the first time I got introduced to Mixmaster was in 2006. And so with Mixmaster Fusion, and the way it's set up like a beat making software, anyways.
Because they actually have a BPM analyzer.
Right. Because it analyzes it and it makes it easy to where the computer technically does most of the work for you. So that was like I got introduced to it DJing in a club in Korea, and the club manager, he was a DJ, and he's the one that showed me that. So I started learning more about that. So when Mixmaster Fusion came out, Mixmaster Fusion was that software. Like now, Stems is just a high-tech version of it, and it gives you access to a lot more. Where with Mixmaster Fusion, you have to incorporate your own music and your own beats and everything. So it's kind of like a little bit different.
Right. And just to go, and then there's two ways to do stems. You can analyze it prior to doing it, which is less taxing on your computer. Which I don't want to analyze it because it takes up more hard drive space. So I go ahead and analyze. I just do it live. So if you do it live, it processes it live. So you have to have a heavy duty processor.
Right.
Okay.
but to answer his question about the M1 chip, so I did hear. So Serato did have some issues with the M1 chip, and I did see where they did a update, and I saw where they had fixed all those kinks with it. And then the only other thing that I heard about the M1 chip was the M1 chip does not support dual screen displays, even if you get a splitter. That's the only other thing I've heard about the M1 chip. But far as I know about it being bad for DJs, was I heard that Serato had already put out a fix for that. Now, of course, like I said, that's why I didn't really go to Mac, just because of the price tag of what it would have been compared to this one.
Right.
The base price of the Mac was basically what I paid for this one, so I got a lot more for this one. And I was like, it's just a no-brainer for me. I was like, I get a lot more for that than what I would for Mac. And they got the M2 chip, but again, I wasn't getting 4 terabytes of hard drive and 16 gigabytes for video, and then 64 gigabyte RAM, and so I was like, it's not worth it for me.
For those that don't know, Jamie Furlow, that's my brother.
Okay. I kind of put
he works for Apple.
Right.
He look like Rain.
He's got an insight on some things.
Right.
Yeah, he looked like DJ Rain.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why I keep up with Apple, because like I'm the probably only DJ that runs around with 8 iPads.
8 iPads. Yeah, but listen, if you go, I got several Apple MacBooks. I got two iPads now. Only one of them had the internet, and then actually I got three MacBooks over here now. 3 of them, or four, but I don't know.
But see and that's what I'm saying. It goes back to for DJs, for going back to Mr. Rivers, Donald Rivers. It really goes back to where, for DJ starts off, it's best not to invest a lot of money in your equipment first. It's best to go with your basic. Sometimes when it comes to software,
Intro.
Yes,
The intro package.
I would say download the free version of the software and take it for a test run first before you start spending, because most software now is running anywhere between $150 to $200. That's like depends on what version you're going to get. Like PC DJ, like me, I'm probably one of the only DJs that uses PC DJ, Dex 3, and Mixmaster Fusion. A lot of DJs don't even know what Mixmaster Fusion is, but they have probably heard of PC DJ Dex 3. Now PC Dex 3 is more so for PCs. They just like 2-3 years ago made it to where you can put on a MacBook. But PC DJ is kind of like, it's almost like virtual DJ, but in my eyes, it's better. Now virtual DJ is caught up with PC DJ because the platforms are almost identical when it comes to capability. The only thing I think is their karaoke that they have built into theirs is a lot better than any other platform when it comes
Which
to
one, PC or virtual?
PC.
Okay.
Virtual has a pretty good karaoke.
Because like Dex 3, their Dex 3 now, it's equipped with everything. So when you pay that $149 or that $199, depends on how you're buying it, where you're buying it from, you're getting a full version of everything without having to pay any additional prices.
You get the suite. That's cool.
Pretty much you get the suite.
Yeah.
I know the biggest downfall of Serato, what they said, Serato is just it's a hog on computers. Because I know back then, Tractor was the industry standard back in the day, and then Serato started merging, and that's just been the biggest downfall of Serato. It's just a hog on your computer.
Some of the Serato techs left.
Right.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Right. And but now it has emerged to be the industry standard. And then you still have virtual DJ, PC DJ. I actually got introduced to that from a guy. He was in the Army, and he was using. I couldn't tell what it was. I thought it was virtual DJ, and he had Spotify. I think it was integrated. And I was like, dude, how do you have Spotify? And I was like, what? And I was like, dude, what in the world? And he was like, "Yeah, dude, it's PC DJ." And I was like, "PC DJ?" I was like, "What?" And he was showing it to me. I was like, "Yo, that's dope." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Okay." So that's how I got introduced to PC DJ. So that was pretty cool. And then, virtual DJ, you already got that argument, but I think virtual DJ is a pretty powerful software.
It loads fast too. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I use virtual DJ. I pretty much use it almost every wedding especially for cocktails for the virtual event scheduler for my cocktail. So I schedule that. Like my cocktail, let's say it's at 3:00. I schedule my cocktail to start at 14:58, and then I have that playlist, and then it's scheduled and it starts playing, and I don't have to be there to go play it. I mean, that's easy. That's easy.
That's what's up.
Wonderful.
Right. I
Save
mean,
you
why
some
would I
steps.
not?
Tip the DJ.
Yeah, I think that's where we come back to as individuals. We can because of the technology now, it makes it easy for us to be in 3 different places at one time.
Exactly.
So like you might be out wanting to break down your ceremony setup, and so bam, that thing kicks in and start playing music. You're good because now you can get your stuff out of the way so nobody don't walk away with your stuff or it doesn't get wet because of rain or whatever the case may be. And that's one of the things that like what I've done now is I've actually go through and walk that through with my customer and say, look, just because you don't see me doesn't mean the music doesn't go wrong, because the first thing they do is they panic. Where's the DJ at? Oh, the music playing, but I don't see where it's coming from. Oh, that's just how we operate. That's how we do things. So don't we have remote speakers. We have so many different methods to where don't worry about it. I mean, like now, if you program, like I know, like Hutch is the one to show me, what was it? Was it Pyro? You go in, you program Pyro go through and they be like, dang, who's the guy DJing or who's the girl DJing? And it's just Pyro. And see, Soretto completely stopped letting Pyro. They kind of cut it out because DJs were complaining that Pyro was going to replace them.
Yeah.
And
they also stopped allowing Spotify to be used with it too. Yeah. Because that was a kicker, man. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, because the thing is, you didn't, as a DJ, you didn't have to spend any money. If you got a Spotify account, sure, you had access to everything.
Yeah.
And with Pyro, it incorporated all the music from there, so it made things easy. And so DJ, I mean, if you go on YouTube and you look it up, and you'll see how so many DJs were complaining and talking about how they're going to protest Soretto because of Pyro.
Egos.
Yeah.
Those were the egos. Yeah.
And I think that was the most crazy thing, because when Hutch told me about it, I loved it because it was perfect for a cocktail hour.
Yeah. I actually did a New Year's party, and my client, she was like, don't even bring your controller. She said, I just want you to play. I like how you play off the iPad. I said, okay. And paid me my regular fee. And I played off the iPad using Pyro. But now Apple done jacked that up, because now it's Apple Music, and it's irritating to convert it from iTunes to Apple Music. They need to fix that.
Well, the thing is, the quick fix to that is you have to upload the music to your iPad in MP3 format. And that's what I've done with my cocktail hour iPad, my DJ iPad, is upload my music, all my jazz, and go through it, have a playlist on Pyro, and it automatically recognizes the playlist. That's the only way you're going to overcome that iTunes, because like now iTunes, it comes up as an error, but if you click past it, it automatically allows you to pull up your MP3s that are on your iPad, and that's what I do now. And so now they're trying hard to prevent anybody from using Pyro, because I noticed that anytime there's an update on my first thing I do on my iPad, when there's an update, I automatically go and check to see if Pyro still works, because they really are trying to get rid of Pyro.
Yeah, they are. Maurice, you must be still at work, brother.
Yep, just waiting to get out of here, waiting at 8:30.
Okay.
The Bluetooth speakers. Okay. This is, how do y'all feel about Bluetooth speakers?
The only thing I dislike about them is you can only Bluetooth one speaker. You can't pair.
Well, now there's a special hub that you can purchase that hub is only like $20. I'm trying to see. I know I got one over here somewhere. It's only $20 and allows you to pair two speakers at one time. Like if
Yeah,
you go
but
out,
that's the thing. You have to get something external.
right, you have to get something
And I think
external.
that's the next iteration on the Bluetooth technology
Well,
with the
with
speakers.
with with Bose, I think Bose is the only one that
Okay.
has it to where you can pair Bose speakers together.
Yeah. I mean, because
Without
that
having to
makes sense.
purchase anything.
You know. Yeah.
Well, so for like my JBLs, I mean, in a sense, is I guess it allows me to connect both of mine, so I can connect to both JBLs at the same time. So in a sense, it connects. So if I have both my JBLs Bluetooth, I can connect to both JBLs. I mean, I guess it has its applications.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't dislike it, I guess.
because what I do is I've been using Sennheiser since before I even met you, Mario, and that's what I've been using, man, to pair my speakers. So, but then when they came out with the Bluetooth speakers, I was like, oh man, that's even better. But even then, the the range that you can do with the Bluetooth is limited.
Right.
Whereas with the Sennheiser, man, you get good 200-300 feet, man, depending on where you are, through floors, through walls. It ain't line of sight. It's like infrared. It's off the chain. Yeah.
It's the only thing, and see, the biggest problem I have with the Bluetooth speaker system is when you run Bluetooth, because I have a system that strictly everything is Bluetooth. The only issue you run into is the delay. If
Okay.
you are
Yeah.
mixing or scratching, it looks like it's like how you're like the old school martial arts where they move the lips and then it's kind of a delay. Well, with Bluetooth, it's like you're doing this and then it's like wow, like how's he doing that? Like a martial art movie, like and then you hear the effect after the fact. So with
Yeah.
Bluetooth speakers, there is a delay.
I
To
know
where
what you
and
mean.
even with video, if you're doing video, oh my god, it's even worse because you can see in the video it's like it's moving faster than what the actual music coming out. So it's a delay, and that's the only thing that's bad. Even with the
It
alto,
didn't have a latency that you can set, like you
no.
could change the latency on it.
I tried. I mean, you can get close to it, but it's still going to be a delay. It's still going to be a delay, and I think that's the biggest problem with Bluetooth. Is even with I think the only the alto, like the Bluetooth things, I
Hmm.
think that came the closest to where it wasn't a major delay, but everything else is a delay, and I think that's the only reason why. Like if I'm just playing music with no video, and I'm not scratching or mixing or anything like that, I'm just blending music, then it's not a problem because
Sennheiser doesn't have that issue. I
right,
will say
Sennheiser
that.
doesn't right.
Yeah.
Sennheiser doesn't have that issue.
Yeah.
Sennheiser is like a straight. Your signal is like right on time, right on
Yeah.
target.
Yeah.
But with the Alto, the wireless speaker, the Stealth wireless system, there's a
Uh-huh.
delay with that. With the
Mhm.
Bluetooth system, is a delay with that. So I mean, I got both Bluetooth and Stealth, and there's a major delay.
Okay.
Listen, them stealth, I got the stealth, and I'm not a fan of them.
Right. I stopped. I mean, I know, like I
Same
know.
here.
Hutch, last time I saw the Stealth was when I pulled up now. Hutch was, and he didn't even use it. So
They probably going on. When I get back, they probably going on reverb.
right.
Yeah. Now, we're talking on that. I told you about the FM transmitter
Right.
receiver, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys ever tested that out, man, but it's pretty cool.
I think that is something that like now the microphone systems are all coming out that way on the FM frequency because like Hutch, and this is why when COVID, FM components became extremely popular because every single church was using FM to do their sermons. So what would happen is everybody would pull into the parking lot and they'll put on an FM channel and then they run that mug through an FM transmitter and everybody that tuned in is able to hear the sermon. So ever since then, because I think Hutch, I know we tried out before COVID, and I remember I did an organization day for an Army unit, and I had to spread my speakers out like like 4 football fields away. And by doing that, like with the FM transmitter, I was able to play my music, and everything was like everything was coming out at the same time. There wasn't a delay. If you
Yeah.
tried to mix analog with Bluetooth, the speakers that are wired, or in a sense,
Mhm.
will be coming out on time, on target, but the Bluetooth, there's a delay, so you hear like an echo effect going on.
Right.
So with the FM transmitter, if all the speakers are set up on it, there's no delay.
Mhm.
And that was another thing, because I know Hutch, he let me borrow his FM transmitter. I went out there to Smith Lake, set up those speakers in all different places. And I mean, the unit X6, the combo person came up and said, "How was you able to do that?" And I said, "Oh, one of my friends let me borrow the FM transmitter." So I guess that unit went out and bought an FM transmitter, because that is a good fix for outdoor events, and you want to spread your speakers out.
Yeah.
Right.
I got 600 foot of speaker cord, so I'm gonna need to invest into some
Hey.
Bluetooth.
The range on that thing is like 2 miles.
Yeah, it's a 2 miles for FM transmitter.
That's the low end one that I got.
Right. That
It's like
I mean,
2 miles.
FM
Yeah.
transmitter is perfect for out. If you're doing a lot of outdoor events, it's highly recommend you get an FM, because after Hutch, and see, at first I was kind of like, man, Hutch gonna have me out here blowing up speakers. I was like, oh, like, and I got out there because I was looking at how it runs, and it's kind of smooth, because what his were they came with the headphones. Plug in 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So all you have to do is take that FM jack, you plug it in, and then you run the cable to the speaker, and you just submit, like, you send out the signal, and bam, it's perfect. It comes out crystal clear. The highs, the lows, the mids, everything was perfect. So that was one of those things. And then it was not that expensive. I think back then the FM transmitter was like $159.
It didn't even cost that much. It was like a
Like if you
118.
got the kit, like if you got the full kit was, I think you got like 10, right? And that's all you have to do is you plug that 3.5 in, you have the XR, plug it into your speaker, bam. And I think with the kit, the 159 one came with 10 receivers.
Yeah.
So there's one transmitter and 10 receivers. And that
Now
was
they got a new transmitter now that's got the rubber antenna instead of that aluminum one.
right.
So it has a rubber antenna, and it's about that big, about that tall, the antenna. And man, that thing is it's off the chain.
Yeah,
So-
that would have helped me out 2 years ago, maybe
Mhm.
last year. I did it's like a tractor pull, but it was a truck pull. And
Oh,
they was mad at me because they couldn't hear the trucks. So if I could have spaced my speakers out, better, I think I would have been in a better situation.
oh yeah, you would have knocked that out the park.
Right. Because the FM
Yeah.
transmitter, I'm telling you, I was able to use my Bose. I had let me see, I had both my like I had my, at the time I only had the Bose L1 compacts and then my QSCs. So I had my 4 Bose L1 compacts, and then my 2 QSCs was right there beside me, and I just took the L1 compacts and put them out there with battery, technically with a battery pack, and it just, I mean, perfect. You can't, I mean, that was like the perfect thing to have for outdoor event.
So Hush, does that work better than the Sennheiser?
Yeah,
Get longer range.
So it works better.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Sennheiser is good. That's my go-to. Anytime I need wireless, I pull out that Sennheiser. But sometimes I might use more than 2 speakers because I only have 2 receivers and 1 transmitter on the Sennheiser. So if I pull out more speakers, let's say if I'm doing like Rugged Maniac or something like that, where I need, 8 speakers or something like that, and I want to spread them out over a large area, FM transmitter is going to be the thing,
Right.
hands
Send
down.
me some information on it.
Will do. Gotcha.
And then, like, for video, this is another thing. I mean, this is something that it's been out for a second, but they just came out. This new company came out with these video transmitters, and for the first time, you got these video transmitters. They're less than $200, Before, if you got a video transmitter that can go beyond 600 feet, you were going to pay $500-$600 for it. So
Is it made by Action Tech?
it's by hold on, I can tell you real quick. But when I say I tried it, I put it to the test with 600, and it actually worked. I was able to send a video through brick, through wall, through buildings, through cars, and it was able to pick up with no problem. And I mean, it's, I guess now people are starting to notice it because I noticed the price is going up on it. So when I bought mine to buy a kit with one transmitter and two receivers, it was like a little bit under $200. Now I think it's going up a couple of dollars because a lot more people are. And the thing is, they're easy to program to where you can have multiple transmitters. You can do up to 6 transmitters.
That's great.
Oh, excuse me, 6 receivers. I'm sorry, 6 receivers.
I know what you meant. Yeah, that's
so
good.
Like if I go in like right now, if I go into a venue like that, I went to go do a site visit at a venue in Augusta, Georgia. They have this big screen, 60-inch screen TV. Well, all I have to do is put one transmitter or receiver on the back of it, and then the thing is set up to where you plug into the USB port because every TV now has a USB port for power.
Right.
So you plug it in, then you plug the HDMI, bam. So whatever I'm doing now for video, I can transmit to the TV.
Good deal.
It can up to 600 feet. It's 600 feet. And also like if you want to have a dance cam, like the dance cam scenario is you can actually hook it up to a video camera. I do that. I like when you see me video recording at the skating rink, that's that video transmitter working to where I'm transmitting from the camera in to where I can send the signal out. So here it is right here. It is made by the thing is it's not a name brand company. I'm trying to figure out where's the name on this thing. Yeah, there it is. Okay. It took me a second to find it. It is called the Bovebox. Bovebox. So there's 2 different versions. There's another company that came out too that's the exact same. You know how it is in China, how it'd be the exact same thing, but they changed the name. So it's like there's another company out too, but this is the ones I have. And I'm going to put that out here real quick. And it's called the Bovebox Wireless HDMI Transmitter and Receiver. And the thing is, you can purchase these things for one receiver. You can, I think one receiver is like, I think it was when I bought it was $59. I think it's not $69 now. But the kit, it comes one transmitter, one receiver. It's like $143 now. But give me a second. I'll let y'all talk for a quick second. I gotta run real fast and do something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey,
I really got to get into some Bluetooth stuff, man, because these venues now have been sticking me upstairs in like pews and stuff, and I can't be here and then get downstairs and do something and get back to the booth and back and forth. It's just way too much moving around.
Especially if you solo,
Yeah, that's another problem.
Yeah. I saw that transmitter, that video he put out. It's legit.
Okay.
It's legit.
Yeah, I was using Action Tech. And man, I was using that, man, when I first started doing video mixing, man. And that thing is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, Action Tech.
Okay.
And you get it's come with 1-in-1. Yeah, one transmitter, one receiver.
All right.
But then because I usually run 2 TVs, but lately I just put one TV on my facade. I got me a flat screen.
The Pro X facade.
Yeah, the DJ one. Yeah. And then I went to Lowe's and got me some wire things and got it where I can hook it onto a
Mhm.
T-bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I ain't have to sit there and spend $80 on a damn tripod for that.
Those can be a lifesaver.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
$11, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
And one of the other things I was going to say before I had to run out real quick was with these, if you're doing karaoke and you're going to a bar,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to take your TV. You just take one of the transmitters and you
Plug it
connect
in.
to their television. Because
Gotcha. Yeah.
I've been telling a lot of venues and places that have multiple TVs,
Mm-hmm.
if you had these on there, it's easy for someone to come in and plug in and do anything with those TVs.
Yeah. I found doing that with bars and places like that have multiple TVs. They want people to look at the sports wherever they got
Right.
on them TVs, man.
Yeah.
They real stingy
Yeah.
with using it, you know.
Yeah, that place not too far from me had an issue with that. I mean, the
Mm.
guys was just trying. I mean, it was karaoke night. Why
Mhm.
wouldn't you want the ones that's over there not to see this? Well, they was like, well, they should come over here then, but not everybody can get over there. And then
Right.
you still got the ones
Mm.
that's big on COVID still, so they don't want to be in the crowd, but they can have access to one of the 6 TVs that's along the wall right there. So
Right.
yeah,
And so here, I just was going to show y'all. This is it right here.
Yeah, I've seen
And the
those
way
before.
it
Yeah.
works is, like I said, it's like it's real easy to program. The speed on
Mm.
these things. Now, don't get me wrong. I had bought a system before, and it sucked. I mean, you couldn't get past 100 feet, and right when you got close to 100, like 80 feet, you start having problems. This it has no issue, and then it's actually working on 5.8 gigs, gigahertz or
Which
whatever
is
you want to
new.
call it. So, and then
Yeah.
the quality you're still getting your 1080, so it maintains a good resolution.
Mm.
And they're real, like I said,
I
it's real
like that.
easy to program. And so when you're trying to program more, all you do is connect the receiver to the transmitter, and you go through a
Compare it.
process, and bam, it's good to go.
Good deal.
So with me, it's and like here you can see where like even some of the stadiums are using these transmitters. So
Okay.
it's definitely worth. I mean, it's a good investment, especially if you get into video karaoke, because you can put your karaoke. Let's say you can take your TV if it's on a tripod and put it where where it's not right there by, because God knows you hate when someone's right there by your DJ booth, so you can just put
Yeah.
it away from you and let them sing their karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
Because first thing they want to do, if they got a drink, is try to find somewhere to park their drink, man.
mm,
Yeah,
they
because
don't
the first time I
understand.
got it, the first time I got this, what I did was I hooked it up upstairs. I took the camera that was going to be that was transmitting, and we had the receiver in here. I walked that camera. The transmitter was hooked up. I'm sorry, the transmitter hooked up to the camera, and the receiver was in here. I walked all the way out, walked almost 3 houses down from where I live at, and the signal was still coming in strong.
Good deal.
Nice.
That's more than better. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I found it, I thought, yep, I went ahead and got my original. I got
Mhm.
two receivers and one transmitter, and I'm really thinking about, because like the new venue on Fort Bragg, or I should say on the outside of Fort Bragg, the venue itself has 4 TVs in there.
Mhm.
And to me, I'm a video DJ. I'm going crazy. Like, man, what if I could connect all 4 TVs? So I got the mind scientist thing going on in my head, to where let me go ahead and buy 2 more of these, because I want to take over all the TVs. I want to be like Iron Man, how he just took over the TV. Yeah, I want to be that man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
So, oh boy, but yes, we've been here for 2 hours and 30 minutes on.
Yep.
So,
Oh wow.
is there anything else that I think we cover a lot tonight. I believe we covered a great deal. We started off with the marketing, and then we talked about the I know the computer thing. That's critical now. The computer that you invest in, and I'm gonna tell people this right now: don't buy no Hewlett Packard. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna let you know now. If you get a Hewlett Packard, and what was that one that came out? Dr. Dre came out with a beat. The
Beats.
Hewlett Packard, the Beats.
The Beats headphones.
No. This is a
No,
Hewlett
they had a
Packard,
laptop.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
laptop.
yeah.
and it was a Dr. Dre brand laptop, and that was straight up garbage.
Damn.
Because the thing is, Hewlett Packard, everybody knows the life expectancy for Hewlett Packard is 2 years.
It didn't pack a punch.
Right.
That was a joke.
Oh, Ron said, "Thank you, Ron." But that's just something I tell people all the time. Just don't do it. Don't embarrass yourself like that. Hewlett Packard. I know they don't make compacts anymore, but Hewlett Packard, and just for those that don't know computers or not real good with computers, the Hewlett Packard is the worstest computer that you can ever purchase.
Wow.
And Hewlett Packard, and the reason why I say that is once upon a time I used to work on computers when I first got out of the military. That was the additional thing I was doing.
I
And
remember.
almost every computer that was coming in was a Hewlett Packard. And it's something about the Hewlett Packard.
What's Pavilion? Pavilion is by Hewlett Packard.
Right.
Right. Hey, listen, I got a Pavilion that I use for my uplighter, and that thing ain't living, but it's only used for uplighting.
Right.
It has a specific application.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
don't- I
you
don't
do a simple application, but you
Yeah,
try to
that's
use
it.
a DJ,
Yeah.
you go ahead. Go ahead, put Soretto on a Hewlett Packard.
Listen, I got a degree in computers. I know.
Like I said, you go ahead, you put Serato on a Hewlett Packard, and it better be an i7. Because if it's an i5, oh, you about to have the funniest show ever. You're gonna be freezing, you're gonna be break dancing, you're gonna be transforming on that computer, and you ain't touching nothing. That's just computer doing all by itself. But I stress to people that you're the biggest piece, like I said, we talked about before, speakers and a computer or MacBook, PC or MacBook.
Mhm.
It's that's your best investment. And like I said, y'all go out here and then look. I had one guy. He showed up with an i3. i3. Oh, what? You got a Hewlett Packard? Oh, he already found out about the Hewlett
Damn.
about the Hewlett Packard.
Yeah.
I tell people Hewlett Packard is it's like I
Don't
said,
do
it's
it.
the cheapest
Yeah.
computer you can buy on the market.
Yeah, don't do it.
And I'll let you know when you DJ, it's gonna let you know it's the cheapest computer on the market.
Eventually, it'll start off hot.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If it's brand new and used, you're good.
It's
But,
gonna get old on you.
but if
Damn.
you're DJing every weekend on it, by the time you get to maybe the 8th month, it's gonna start letting you know it's time for a change.
Your computer will go from LeBron to Robert Parrish.
It's gonna go on strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Does
know.
not compute.
Because mine embarrassed me on Twitch.
You hear Packard?
Yes, it did. Right back here. It's my business computer now. So you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I got the Asus, one of the tough gaming computers.
Right.
I'm a rock with them because those things are like strong. I press power and stuff is coming up as if the computer was already on, so
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
don't tell my brother that because he's just gonna be like, you need to get an Apple, you need to get a MacBook.
I see me, I got a Mac, but
I need to
don't
get
even-
your brother's number, man.
I said I got a Mac, I don't even use it. It's like it looks pretty.
Hey, listen, I still use mine. I still use them.
I mean, I
I'm
use mine. Don't get me wrong. For
right.
video effects,
Yeah.
now, I'm gonna say this: when it comes to video effects and everything, MacBook is all over it. Like
Right.
video effects is all over it. But to me, it's like I try PC DJ, and that MacBook looked at me like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
It
It's
just
gonna be
don't.
my backup.
It is, and that's what it is. My Mac is my backup. I don't
Right.
really. I like I say, if something goes wrong, like right now after what happened Monday, I that was my hint to. And when I went to go look at that price tag, I said, okay, I think I make it work a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Damn, I got 9 MacBooks, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, yeah. One's
seen
gonna
it
be
count.
ceremonial, the other one's gonna be the backup, and then one will be a cocktail.
I mean, I'm telling you, I have so many laptops. I've actually gave them 2 away. I gave one to my dad, one to my dad. He says, "You don't gave me the devil. This thing moving too fast." So he said he couldn't keep up with it. Then my brother, he's loving it because he's also he doesn't DJ all the time, but he DJs. And when he he got that. I mean,
That's
he
the one just
I
got
bought-
married.
Yeah, that's one that just got married. He got it hooked up in his man cave, and he's got he got everything programmed. Like I say, well, dang, I was like, it's because it's an i7. He's got
Wow.
it actually controls his whole man cave.
Okay.
So, and then
Yeah.
also gave him 2 of the Bose L1 compacts. So he got those set up. I was like, man, up there. I said, it sounds good here. I might have to take these back. No, like, but yeah. But y'all have anything else y'all want to talk about? I think we're good. I think we're at 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's the longest show we've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to
Cedric,
eat,
how do you
man.
feel?
I got on.
This is your first show. How do you feel?
I feel like Chris is about to say every time Nuff Said is on, the show goes longer. I feel great, man. I'm pulling in all these gems, man. I learned last night. I'm learning tonight. 22 years in the game, and there's never enough that I can't learn, And I appreciate you guys, because a lot of times you're not gonna get this information from anybody else. There's other people out there that want to keep all this stuff to themselves.
Right.
And
Like it's
just
a
like
trade secret. Yeah.
just like Mr. Rivers chimed in and was asking questions, that's what you need to do.
Right.
Because if you don't know, you don't know. And that's going to discourage you. And then you're going to start doing something else. You can
Mhm.
succeed in this DJ game by listening to these guys right here. They know. If I don't know
Absolutely.
it, he know it. He don't know it, I guarantee this guy know it. So chime in, ask questions, be patient. That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
I know. I'm telling you now, Chris got the supercomputer. He has his own satellite, so he can answer anything.
Yeah.
He just, I mean, that's
You
one
say
of the
you
things
Air
I-
Force, right?
Yeah.
Space Force, man.
Look,
No,
aim high.
no.
Aim high.
I'm not doing the Space Force. I respect. I'm gonna stay with the traditional Air Force.
All right.
We found out
Oh,
Chris
absolutely.
DJing from the Mars.
Look, he tell us he's going to Korea, but in reality, he's going to Mars. He's just that's just top secret stuff we don't know.
Yeah. Super Soldier
Chris is-
program going to Ganymede. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the first DJ to DJ from Mars. Like what?
Hey, listen, I've done it from the desert, Germany, Japan. You never know with me.
Pretty soon that what's next question is gonna come.
You never know. You never know.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate all you brothers, man, and that's what's up, man.
And Ryan said, thank you because you gave some input as well from the Canada side. Look, from the up north, the north side. We'll say the north side. And just so y'all know, Ron, I met Ron a couple almost 3 years ago. Ron is a great. He has a great knowledge of running the business.
Mhm.
The stuff that he has, I've learned from him, is more so about business practicing, and then how he made the transformation. Like there's a video, like we did a podcast, and his transition from being a DJ to being an all-out event service company, it will blow you away. I mean, from going to where now he's doing the big time concerts. He's going to the Philippines to do stuff, to do big concerts over there. There's just it's 47 years.
Yeah.
And he's nothing but great experience. And then the thing is, he's coming from the Canada side,
Right.
which
Right.
their restrictions are, which I found out just talking to him. Their restrictions are a lot harder for DJs
Right.
to get music and stuff. So
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you, there's some
extend the
DJs in
mixes up
Canada now.
yeah,
There are some DJs in Canada. You got starting from scratch, DJ V Lady, Honey Flow, Select the Jinx.
right.
Man, there's some DJs in Canada.
And then
There are some
I'm telling you
DJs in
this,
Canada.
They got a
upcoming
damn
arrival.
good video pool up there, extended mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just so y'all know, the up and rising. I mean, I know y'all see all these DJs coming out of Africa now,
Mm-hmm.
and boy, the young lady, I can't think of her name.
Tim's.
That sounds like it might be, but she is off the chain.
Mm-hmm.
I saw her do a set. She had posted a video, and she was getting down. I was like, dang. and she looks so young. I'm like, man,
Their sound is their Afrobeat sound is it's like reggae, but more
It's like reggae
warm,
house.
yeah,
more
it's like
warm.
reggae house.
Yeah. The bass line is what does it in the Afrobeats.
Mm-hmm.
The low end. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, just keep an eye on a lot of these up and coming DJs. And I mean, I'm not sure if y'all see the little 7-year-old DJ now that's become real hot on TikTok.
Is it a girl?
It's a girl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and did y'all also see the new DJ academies that are coming out?
No, I haven't seen
No.
them.
Do you have Newmark has a DJ academy? I think it's in Switzerland.
Mm.
Most of these academies that are coming out are overseas. I
Mm.
think I posted one article from one where it was showing how the boys are doing it. We just had one open up here. I want to say it was in Charlotte.
The
Well, we need to
cafe,
do one. We
Is
need to
it
do one.
the DJ cat? Is it a cafe academy?
DJ Cafe, yeah. That started up north, and they just go from spot to spot. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the DJs that's willing to teach, that's when they'll open it up in your area. Like I know my
Mhm.
friend GQ in Greensboro, he helped out. They go from spot to spot teaching. It's a good thing though, because one, it keeps the kids busy.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to learn, they're willing to teach you, and you will learn something from them because they're not going to just get anybody. They're going to get people who's going to teach you about the business on
Right.
both aspects, and they can explain to you the business side. They can explain to you the DJ side. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point of it.
Right. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. So I think we've shared so much information. I think we got overload going on right now.
Right.
I said someone said we fill up their hard drive. Okay, what was that?
See, we filled up their hard drive.
Someone just inboxed me a
DJ
message
.com. Okay.
DJJane.com.
Okay.
saying we got that they are max out their hard drive with all this information.
Yeah, put it in the cloud.
Okay.
Get Dropbox.
So I guess that's letting them know that we're talking too much.
Oh, that's what it is.
But gentlemen, like I said, this was great. Again, what we're trying to do. I know tonight, Chris, this is your last night with us, right? Until you get in Korea.
Right. Yeah, because I fly out on Saturday, so.
Okay.
So just so everyone know, Chris will hopefully when he gets there, he said, "I crashed. Good night." So that Hewlett Packard will do it to every time. But again, Chris, I know this is our final show for you being in the States.
Yeah.
Next time we talk to you, you're gonna be over in Korea at a whole different timeline. So still looking forward to you.
Appreciate it.
And then, like I said, you're gonna let us know about how it is over there, because I know when I was in Korea, DJ for 2 years over there at Tommy D's, I was I loved it and making all kinds of extra money. So hopefully you get over to do the same thing.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I came home twice. I was in Wijambu. Yeah. Camp Red Cloud.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be safe, man. Safe travels, brother. All right.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Will do.
So next time we see him, he's gonna tell us all like I said, he not only is he gonna have his own satellite, he's gonna be able to tell us all the great details of all, because the one thing I always tell people, that technology in Korea, they're way ahead of us when it comes to technology.
Oh,
And
yeah.
a lot of stuff I learned from video DJing came from Korea, because that's
You
where
know, a lot of our technology is suppressed from us.
right.
Yeah. But definitely, man.
You have to come to the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff. He does a lot of stuff in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister-in-law's Filipino.
Absolutely.
Good deal.
But again, I would say thank y'all for all being here. Thank everyone who sat back and listened to all this information and knowledge we're putting out. And we'll
Most
do this again next Wednesday at 6:00. Join us. And like I said, we'll keep knocking out. Like Wednesday, what I normally do is in the morning, I do the wedding planners and decorators, and we talk about that. And then in the evenings, I do I pretty much do the DJs.
Mhm.
And then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get, like right now I'm talking to a couple of caterers and venues because I want them to come in. The whole thing is to educate them on the whole process.
Mhm.
Is that
Somebody's
That's a phone.
phone vibrating.
It's my phone. I told you this microphone serious.
I thought we were near the ocean. Is that a whale? What's going on? I thought that was a whale. I was like, oh.
It's my phone, man. This Yeti mic, man, I'm telling you, is
Look,
Yeah.
he
I
came
had
in
one, man. I
earlier.
sold it, man. I had too many mics.
He came on earlier. I swear. First I thought he was T-Pain. Then he took us way back to
Chipmunks.
Barry
not
White.
the Chipmunks,
Simon.
but what's that song? The Jam on It.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, that thing
Nucleus.
going, the song for his voice going on. I was like, well, I was just ready. Let me go get my Adidas and my breakout pants. You know. I'm like,
well. See, you know what? I would love to use this microphone on Twitch, but I cannot compress it down to the point where it's gonna fight against the speakers and my Streamlabs system. So I can't get it to compress down. I have to use like an old karaoke microphone because this microphone will start pulling in from the sound that's around me. And technically that's my monitor. I turn up when the music's loud.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get the feeling. But if the
Right.
music's low, I won't
Yeah.
play good. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
Can't feel the vibe, right?
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
and I
Cedric,
don't want to
move the
have
speaker.
my say what now?
Move the speaker.
I can't. It's a 10 by 20 shed that I'm in.
Well, move the table.
I can't. It's nailed to
I mean,
the wall.
what I'm trying to get you to see is put some separation between the microphone and that speaker, so you don't get that feedback.
Well, it's about 12 feet right now. You know,
Right, but that's a sensitive mic, man.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think nothing's gonna fix this. Like,
Be fixed.
if you heard it, without being on StreamYards right now,
Mhm.
you would be like, "Wow!" Like, my son could close the door over there and it would show up on this.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I do go live on TikTok, but I need to get an iRig so you can get that quality audio.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want it
I
to sound
got
like
an
it's coming
iRig,
from
man.
the microphone.
Don't buy
Oh,
one.
there
I
you-
got one.
Hey, there you go,
And
right there.
Brand
and then
new. Ain't even used.
so the thing about that is Streamlabs, the program that I DJ off of with my overlays and stuff up there, once you've done so much on TikTok will allow access to Streamlabs to give you a stream key. And
Mhm.
then I can, look the same on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, whatever it is that I want to stream from, but you have to do it for so long and have so many viewers,
Right.
but I
Right.
just,
The algorithm.
me personally, if I cannot give you that quality sound, they're not going to stay.
Right.
And
Have you
it's
tried
a
Loopback?
proven fact.
Loop back.
No.
A virtual audio interface.
No, I haven't tried that.
Yeah. Try loop back.
Now, okay, so I'm gonna look up that real quick.
It's one
Hey,
word.
see,
Loop.
this is what it's
back.
about. That's
Yeah.
what it's about right here.
It's a virtual sound card.
Listen, I went to the storage the other day and picked up my iRig because I almost forgot it. And then I had to get my USB splitter hub because I almost forgot it.
Woof.
And
I mean,
then-
those are good things to have.
listen, I showed Mark.
Yeah.
This is my PC board right here to go with my DDJ 1000 because I got to replace that my PC audio interface board. So when I get to Korea, I got to replace that. So I got to pack all that tomorrow.
I'm telling you,
Damn.
he's in the process
That'll
of
be
building
one
his
second.
spaceship to go to Mars. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
all that stuff. You're like, he's telling you one thing, but you're gonna get to Korea and he's gonna have his own
He getting
spaceship.
prepared for warp speed. That's good
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
He said, "Can you make money off of Twitch?"
Yeah. Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't
You
touched
can
You
monetize.
can make money off any platform. Just put your link up there, like Venmo,
Well-
PayPal, or
Well,
whatever.
no. So
Cash App.
say it. That man, he the man to talk to. Like he
Yeah.
this man went live on Twitch on New Year's Eve. I want to say from noon to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Like that man, he the man to talk to.
Who, Mario?
No,
No.
enough said
Said,
What I do?
Okay.
about Twitch.
Oh,
Let me ask you this, 'cause I've never used Twitch yet. I've got to take time to do it. When you use Twitch,
They
is there any
banned me.
copyright is there any copyright issues?
Yes.
only
Well,
if you
yeah.
save
Well, I mean,
your
yes.
videos.
Huh?
Yeah.
Only if you save your videos.
So if you go live and play it and then delete it afterwards, you're good.
Well, you can elect not to save it, by clicking a button. But
Okay.
the only copyright issues you'll get is if the record label takes action against Twitch for you using it, and then Twitch takes action against you. When you save your videos, that song that's copyrighted will be muted. So that will hurt your actual video when people go back and watch it, because you'll have that muted space for like 9-12 minutes, and then all of a sudden you're playing again, and then in the video you're muted again.
See, I was using Twitch. I was using Restream, and Twitch was one of the platforms I was restreaming, and I was broadcasting my radio station on all those platforms:
Yeah.
Twitch, Twitter, D Live, YouTube, Facebook, and it's one more. It looked like Twitch. I can't think of it. But anyway, Twitch
Mixcloud.
banned me. Huh?
Mixcloud.
Yeah, Mixcloud. There you go. And I was streaming simultaneous on all those platforms, man. And Twitch ended up banning me because I kept getting copyright issues, and I would dispute it because, hey, I have a legitimate internet radio station. I pay a streaming fee to play copyrighted music, and they still ban me. So I said, the hell with them, man. I just don't even deal with them no more.
That's because the copyrights came from the other places and it linked it to that, So because it was recorded in that program too, that's why they took action.
It wasn't
against you.
recorded. It was live.
No, that's
My
what I'm
radio
saying. They're
station is not
listening.
recorded.
When you look at your viewers, you'll see like 4 or 5 weird names and they're just not in the chat. Those are bots. That's what's
Right.
recording you. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
so
I see what
that's
you're saying.
where
Yeah,
that comes from.
I see what you're saying.
See, me, that's why I like using Zoom, because with Zoom, it does not. I have yet. I mean, knock on wood, I have yet to have a copyright issue with Zoom. But like I said, I only use Zoom to broadcast. I don't record it or anything like that. I mean, if I did record it, it would be on a separate. I mean, it'd be on a whole separate platform, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I do if I go online and do a show, like when I was doing the virtual birthday parties and stuff like that, is I would build a virtual Zoom room and have people show up in there, and it would never be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do music
Hey,
videos.
you guys, I'm gonna have to bounce off of here. I got another
Okay.
show in 5 minutes, man. So
Okay, I think
I'll
we're all
see you
gonna
guys
bounce
next
out
week,
here.
man. All right. Much
All right.
love, man.
All right,
Appreciate
take it
you
easy,
guys,
guys.
man. All right, man. Right on.
All right. Well, so gentlemen, y'all good? We're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah.
So go ahead.
man.
Be good. So everyone, good night. We'll talk to y'all. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. We're gonna go backstage here for a quick second to do a little quick AAR. So y'all be safe. Have a great night.